we've been here before. We're both so broke, that's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow, we can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before.
The culmination of one of, if not the most exciting and intense, chaotic weeks of Shenandoah Esports is upon us. It is March 21st, and we have had over 10 different competitions in the last 48 hours alone. The final day of regular season for most of the teams in this league, in this program, is today. All of our teams looking to find an exclamation point on what have been very exciting seasons that all build up to this, and that brings us to you. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Clayton. This is Ben Kincaid. We have 3 different teams playing here tonight, and if you've been following all week long, today's a little different because today we're going to be showing you all 3 teams all night long. We've got 3 different Overwatch matches. We've got a Rocket League game and the headline match. The one that I absolutely have my eyes on the most is what is potentially a first place deciding regular season matchup between Shenandoah University Smash Bros. And Old Dominion University. It's going to be a banger of a night. We're so excited that you're with us. How are you feeling?
Yo, I'm juiced, right? This is going to be a very exciting evening, right? I mean, The ODU-SU Smash matchup is definitely like up here.
Yeah.
That is going to be an absolute blast. I cannot wait to watch what goes down in that one because both of these rosters are unbelievably stacked with talent. I mean, Rocket League as well, looking to have some fun close out their season on some high notes with some fun play of their Rocket League. I believe this is NECC for them here tonight. I could be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, NECC here for them tonight. And then, well, hey, why don't we just toss up the entire schedule, right, and see what we got going on today. You mentioned it already as well with the triple header for Overwatch, right, starting off with Kennesaw State and then Marietta into Vanderbilt. Rocket League will go up against Stevenson and NECC, and then that varsity Super Smash Bros. Our squad going up against ODU, an absolute banger.
Yeah, it's been a great week so far, I would say, for SU competition. There's a lot of blue on your screen resembling wins, the reds unfortunately meaning losses, but especially in recent memory. Thursday and Wednesday mostly favoring our SU teams here, especially Rocket League with a ton of momentum right now, coming off 6-0 performance yesterday, including an in-person win over West Virginia Wesleyan, but namely our Smash Bros team, again, as hot as you can be, absolutely respectfully slamming Shawnee State last night to find themselves with one loss in NACE and meeting up with ODU here tonight, and also on Wednesday taking a 2-1 victory over Lebanon Valley in NECC, cementing themselves in first place in that league. So tons of momentum coming into today for all of our teams, and again, today is just the exclamation point for all of them. Can they close their seasons as they would like? Well, that's what we're here to find out. That's why we play them out.
Exactly. Yeah, we will be starting off with only 2 games to start, right? Our Rocket League starts at 8 o'clock. It'll be our Overwatch and our Smash Bros. Starting at 7 o'clock here this evening. So we'll just be bouncing between the 2 to start, but then once Rocket League gets going, we will be having that action brought to you as quickly and as efficiently as humanly possible. But yeah, we're starting off with arguably the best matchup, right? We're starting off with that Smash Bros. At 7 o'clock. The team behind us as well, so it's going to be good to feed off of their energy. Hopefully they can feed off of some of ours as well, so very excited to see that one get underway. But yeah, let's just take a quick look at what everything looks like here in these standings. You can see those top 3 are extremely, extremely close.
Yeah, this is as important of a game as they come for SU, especially in this group, because like you said, there's 3 teams very cluttered up at the top. Shenandoah with 1 loss to Florida International. Florida International with 1 loss to Old Dominion. And SU with an opportunity to knock off the undefeated ODU at the top and create chaos at 6-1. So tiebreakers in NACE go to head-to-head, but if you just listened, if SU is to walk away with a win here tonight, there's a 3-way triangle. They've all beaten each other, and the tiebreaker then goes to games lost, which SU has pretty comfortably solidified, regardless of whether tonight is a 2-1 whatever. So yeah, a lot on the line here for this team in particular, and for ODU to hold on to the 1 seed where it feels like they should have a lock. They don't. Their spot is on the line. So all the more reason to be invested in this match, and really it's going to be a lot of fun here. But we have an interview standing by with one of our Overwatch players, our 3rd team that will be playing 3 different games here tonight. So we're going to throw it over to them and see how the players feel. Oh, that's not Overwatch.
Ben, I am here with Kip, who has been putting on an amazing performance throughout the week. But
we can't see previews. I didn't know who it was.
How you doing right now?
I thought it was Dan.
I'm feeling great, but honestly, Kevin, honestly feeling a little tired from a lot of the competition we've had this week. But we just have 1 more ahead of us, and we're just hoping to push it out today.
Yeah, and all the same, I understand your exhaustion because we have seen multiple times where you and some of the other players on the team have been rocking and rolling on fire. Fueling whatever momentum you have and just pushing it forward. It's been beautiful stuff. How are you bringing the momentum you've had in some of the previous matches this week into the matches here today?
So it kind of just boils down to just like our trust in each other's like ability to perform, and kind of just like our kind of like hindsight and trying to like figure out what kind of characters that the other team will have and what kind of like matchups are we trying to like match into, and that's really been like mainly the key to our success so far this season. So we're just hoping that that'll apply to this as well.
I love it. Now, I have been told, word on the wind, is that today is a very special day. It happens once every year. I am told that it is your birthday. So, 1, happy birthday.
Thank you.
But 2, are there any plans? Are you planning on celebrating afterwards? Kind of, how are you feeling after?
Yeah, so I actually have my dad and my oldest brother here at campus. They just arrived like an hour or two ago, and I'm turning 21. They're gonna be taking me out after, just spend some time, go out to like a restaurant or something. Just have a really good time. It's gonna be really fun. Win or lose, no matter what happens here tonight, I'm gonna have a great time.
And just like that, no matter what the outcome is, it will be beautiful. But I understand that you all want the win, so I'm looking forward to seeing this competition. We're gonna pass it back over to Chris and Ben. So guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and I apologize to Kyle there for screwing up the intro. We're having a little bit of technical issues on the back end, but yeah, birthday boy, congratulations to him and happy birthday to him, and hopefully bringing home a win on the most important day of the year.
Yeah, birthday, right? I mean, surely, Kyle already, Kip has had a unbelievable run this week, right? Has been taking stock after stock and not losing a whole many from himself. So we'll have to see if he can keep that going, but with the birthday buff, maybe it comes through and it's going to be an SU win here tonight for Smash Bros.
Yeah, if any of you were able to watch last night, you may have heard Mango, our Rocket League player, celebrate with a bit of a "we're going to Disney World" after after their second win by saying that we were going to go to a specific chicken restaurant and get some wings. The Smash team did the same thing after a very successful night against Shawnee State, and if I'm not mistaken, Kip ordered 15 wings and they gave him 60. Count them 6-0, not 16. 60 wings for the price of 15. So I would say he's got a lot of momentum. He better be in a good mood because that's a lot of extra energy that we were not accounting for. But yeah, all the reason to be happy if you are that guy, and it certainly sounds like the team is feeling ready around him.
Yeah, no, definitely seems like the team is geared up, ready to go. Earlier and throughout this week, we have seen Faramis in that spot instead of AJ, right? AJ just unable to be with us here tonight. Yes, unable to be here with us tonight. So it will be Faramis in that driver's seat. It's so nice to just be able to look
I agree.
around and be like, okay, wait, who's here and who's not? Yeah, so it will be Faramis, the Jigglypuff, coming in instead of AJ there tonight. So they will have to work around that and make sure that they have what they want down to a T as we go through the roster here tonight.
Yeah, same guys that we've been seeing all week long. You said it, Faramis now in place of AJ, the Jigglypuff, overtaking the Falco, at least for now. But it is worth mentioning, as much as I refer to this team as a Fluid 5, it's not like Faramis has replaced AJ. AJ just is not available here tonight. So that is off the table, and that will be something to keep in mind as we switch between players during competition here. But another storyline really coming into tonight, and a big thing to keep in the back of your mind as we get closer to competition is with this ODU roster, there are, they're all incredible, but there are two players that really stick out above the others. And it's Angel Eyes and Nova Star. And Angel Eyes plays Snake, and they're right up there with each other in skill level, but Angel Eyes has not played a NACE crew battle all year long. He's part of their roster, and SU played ODU at the Bloom, and Angel Eyes played there, but has not checked in, has not played in any of the crew battles in their NACE season so far. So a big thing to keep an eye out for here tonight is whether we see Angel Eyes or not, because if we do, we might not see this man. We've got Kip, like we just saw in the interview, and like you said, is about as hot can be. 47 and 14 through this week alone. Through 7 games, averaging 6.7 stocks per game, 3.4 stocks per life. That's insane to think about. So far through this week, Kip has been averaging more than a 3 stock every time he's on screen.
That is absurd. I didn't know what the full scope was, but seeing the graphic pop up and it says 47 stocks to 14 deaths, that is absurd. That is absolutely insane. Kip definitely feeling good this week. And as our usually stock standard starting man, I mean, it's a good way to be able to kick things off, right, with a 12 stock here and there. Earlier this week, I believe he had what? He had 1 and then
2.
I think it was Far Rhombus that had another. Yeah, I think
Yep,
Kip
and then
had
Kip went in and
2
got another
total.
1.
Yeah, just absolute domination thus far from our SU squad. So let's see if they can keep that going here tonight. But yeah, you make great points about this Snake player as well, Angelize. That's a toss-up. Snake is kind of in that meta right now with this kind of campy ranged meta that we find ourselves in right now in the Smash Bros. World. So if we see the Snake come through, that's dangerous. That is a scary character to go up against, especially when it's a very good Snake player, right? This isn't just like, oh yeah, I play Snake for fun. This is just one of my guys that I like to play. No, he is a Snake player. He knows what is up and, well, they're pretty darn good. We saw it there at Bloom as well.
I would say so, yeah. This is a very talented roster, and each of the individual players over at ODU has a lot of special aura around them. But the biggest thing is that they are built for collegiate crew battles. This is an online team. This is it sounds like what's the word? It sounds like a negative connotation to call them a campy team, but it's a play style. They have a Sonic and they have a Snake, and that's how you find wins, and that's fine. I don't mean for that to come off as a negative thing, but that's what thrives in online environments, and that's where they're getting these results. Like we saw, they were undefeated in this group so far in NACE Varsity Premier. So can that keep up? We shall see, but the Snake is an undeniable factor in the success to this team, the success for this team, especially against teams that can keep up with them. So will we see Angeliza or not? I'm not sure. I asked our production team and the team to let me know as soon as we know that as soon as we know ODU's check-in lineup. So we'll let you know as soon as we know, but that's the biggest thing that I have my eyes on right now.
Yeah, that is definitely like the glaring question, right? We don't know. We just got word from our producer. We're not sure if Angelize has checked in yet. We are going to try to get word to confirm whether or not they will be playing here this evening or not. We would expect them to potentially start if they do get into that check-in and get checked in by the team, but we will have to just wait and see where that goes. And maybe that switches up what we do. If we do see Angelize in there, I don't know. Maybe our starters switch, but we're not entirely sure.
Yeah, I'm going to ask for confirmation. Did we hear that he is not checked in, that ODU is checked in, but he was not there? Is that what I heard? Because the reason that matters is, unknown if he is checked in. The reason this matters is the way NACE works. You check in 4 players, and your starter can only be one of those 4 players. Now, you can pull in subs later on, right? The 4 players you check in don't have to be the 4 players you play, but the starter needs to be one of those 4 players.
Right.
So, we have also just received an update that Angelize was just checked in for the first time this season. Through 6 games that they have won, Angelize is checked in. Now, what does that mean? How can we translate this? That means, in my opinion, he's probably going in first.
Yeah.
Where ODU saw success against SU at Bloom specifically very, very recently, Angelize was the opener for ODU, and that was too much for SU to handle. It threw off the game plan because normally we throw Kip in, and we were expecting the Nova Star to be the first pick.
Right.
So now SU with an option in front of them, a bit of a fork in the road. Do you abandon Kip going in first on the off chance that Angelize could be first, or do you assume that they stick to their normal online game plan and still throw Nova Star in first?
Yeah, right. I don't know. This is just with these players, with Nova Star and Angelize, with as close as they are, either one of these players can start, right? It's definitely not like, oh, Angelize checked in, they're starting. It has to be the Snake first. No ifs, ands, or buts, right? The Sonic is a very good character, especially in an online setting, right? So we will have to see if that does go through. But hey, we've been talking a lot of Smash. Let's take a quick look at what else is starting at 7 o'clock, right? Our Overwatch, as we take a quick look at what that team looks like. Our player cams in. We have one missing. Tiny Shiny not playing in this first matchup. It's instead going to be Sin in that DPS role alongside Flames there that you see on your camera. Rain Dreamer as well, our tank. And then we have Clabiella and Jay Rudy in that support position as well. I believe their first game is, I want to say Shawnee State, if I'm not mistaken. Kennesaw State, excuse me, will be the first matchup. Nice jersey.
All right, relax.
Hey, that's a beautiful. I don't know if you can wear a better one.
I would disagree, but we'll keep that for off stream. No, you're right. Kennesaw State will be the first matchup for this team in their NACE matchup, as they have struggled so far to really find their footing in NACE, but they're competing in 2 different leagues, and their 2 matchups after this will be in NECC. So just looking to build some momentum here against Kennesaw State, as we have the map 1 pick in. It will be Lijiang Tower. Absolutely what this roster is comfortable with, what we've come to be familiar with over the course of this whole season so far.
Yeah, I mean, Lijiang is definitely the map that we often see every time we go to Control to start up pretty much every single Overwatch tournament that we do see, right? I mean, Lijiang is just the tried and true. Everyone kind of likes it, and it benefits a little bit of what SU likes to do as well, right? We're used to seeing them in those brawl-style compositions with that Orisa Flames on that Reaper as well, with the Soul Orb and that new perk with the double barrel shotgun gives you a little bit of an execute potential as well. So we'll have to see if that comes out yet again. I mean, we usually say Jay, Rudy, or Claviella piloting the Juno, the Ana toss in there as well. We've seen some Kiriko put up into the mix as well. But Sin doesn't really play what Tiny Shiny plays either, right? We see a lot of Sojin coming through from Sin. We also see, he plays something else. I believe it was Genji, question mark? Oh no, that was Tiny Shiny. But regardless, I don't believe we see Tracer a lot from Sin, which is usually what Tiny Shiny will pilot alongside that Genji and the Venture. So we'll have to wait and see as we go through the beautiful fly-through from our observers.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that the stakes are a little low for this first one. I kind of mentioned earlier that SU has sort of struggled to find their footing in NACE so far this season, and I believe they are out of any postseason contention. So I expect this to be somewhat just, get the nerves out, maybe experiment a little bit with, where we might not be comfortable, get some habits and practice rounds in for what we are not used to seeing, which so far I would say that looks awfully experimental.
Now, I did just go through the names and the roles that they play. Now, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but Claviella is DPS right now on Bastion. We have Jay Rudy, one of our supports, on Tank with the Sigma. Flames and Rain Dreamer are playing support right now. Flames with the Lucio pick and the BAP as well for Rain Dreamer. The only person that is playing the role that they play is Sin on Genji. And, well, you're kind of seeing why they don't play the role that they are in right now, as we see the Wrecking Ball roll through the team. Golem knocking him down. 3 people. The health bars, the respawns are going to be staggered. Jay Rudy trying to stay alive for as long as humanly possible. Will be able to do so, has that survivability sustained with that black hole ability that they do have, but, well, there's not a whole lot you can do into a Wrecking Ball with a Pharah raining down from above.
Yeah, okay, so when I said we might experiment a little bit, this is definitely not what I had on the menu, but SU maybe just feeling out different roles, seeing what might work as Claviella gets aggressive in turret mode, but is instantly purpled and taken down. Flames going down as well. SU not finding the results they'd like, I imagine, but based off just the player cams alone, it looks like they are still having a great time, and that might be a little motivation for some of this chaos we're seeing.
Yeah. They do seem to be having quite a lot of fun, right, with these role swaps coming through Flames with a big smile. Juno DPS numbers are going to be through the roof after this one, I'm sure. I don't know if he's going to do a whole lot of healing, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We see some swaps now coming through. We have the Symmetra with the TP, the Rhine TP strat from semesters ago coming through into play here. But let's see how much they can get. Sadly, 0-0. Jay Rudy, the only one left standing, tossed off the map. A full team kill for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, not much to show for that one, and a bold strategy to teleport directly onto the Pharah. But ultimately, lesson learned for SU, as now there's a dangerous wrecking ball lying in wait right above this team, looking for a flank as they opt to teleport directly in again. So the wrecking ball launches himself in. Prometheus with a huge ultimate finds 2 and gets a third post ultimate onto Flames. Nobody left standing but Sin, forced to retreat as the point ticks up to 100, and Kennesaw State will take the first map on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, first point done and dusted. We see some thought possibly coming through from Clabiella, the little finger tap, seeing, okay, what can we do? Rain Dreamer as well, face in the hands. Everyone looking to be having a pretty good time thus far. Let's see if they continue what we just saw in that last map. It was a clean 100% coming through from Kennesaw State on that first point. So we'll have to see if they continue with that trend. I mean, it was fun. I definitely enjoyed it, but I'm unsure. Oh my gosh, look at these picks coming through. Okay, I saw the Zenyatta. I was like, whoa, that's cool. Flames, DPS, Zenyatta. But no, back to the Lucio. That could be dangerous. The full charge shot does a whole lot of damage, but it's going to be the tried and true same thing coming through from Kennesaw State. The ball mellow on that Sojourn, as well as we went to a split box there for just a moment. I believe our Smash Bros did start. We know what the starters are. Chris, if you want to give us a little insight on what's going on that side.
Yeah, it looks like Smash is underway, and they are what appears to be in a button check, so it's looking like we might have Igloo going in to take on Voltaic Breeze on the Byleth, which would be a massive surprise, but we'll see if that stays true as they reset out of the button check. We will keep you posted. But back to the Overwatch on your screen. Kennesaw State taking control of the point after a long extended break. Sin entering that turret form, getting as much damage onto the walls as possible. So, yeah, we said Flames onto something here, back on the Zenyatta. Might know more than we know. There's certainly a reason that they are sitting at the computers and we are not, but gonna need to prove me wrong as he goes on a solo mission here to try to take down Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, going for Golem indeed. The crash down coming through. I don't know how well Zenyatta does into that matchup, and well, the answer is not too good. Clabiella getting dangerously low as well. Will finally fall. Mel able to find that one. Golem as well, finding another one as we now enter our split box. It'll be Byleth first into Igloo's Yoshi.
Yeah, and I'll correct myself real quick. I did say that was Voltaic Breeze. I got mistaken by the name of the switch. This is Fish on the Byleth. So, again, not exactly what SU was expecting, I'm sure. So, we'll see if the Byleth pick will be enough, or the throw-off will be able to find value. As so far, the Byleth absolutely schmoovin', find it 63%. I'm just pulling numbers from nowhere right now. But Igloo, the rare starter for SU, looking to change the plans up now as both of these teams digging deep in their bag of tricks to try to catch the other one off guard.
Yeah, Yoshi, Igloo doing a great job getting some percentage down as well as we pan back over to the Overwatch side of things. Clabiella did go to Tracer, and I can only imagine that was a blink off the map on accident. Right, Sin with the Bastion ultimate as well is able to find one. Ana going down. 5 ultimates available on the side of Kennesaw State. Jay Rudy was dangerously close to the Rampage, but instead switches over to the Diva, resetting that bar indeed. As we look over to Smash as well, the percentage is getting dangerously similar on both sides.
Yeah, starting to even out here. This Byleth has been doing a great job of playing, again, similar to the ODU playstyle. Very passive, very wait for Igloo to misstep. and so far he's been doing a great job finding parries off Igloo's nairs and getting great nair combos, racking up percentage on to Igloo, but so far no stocks taken either direction. Byleth does not exactly struggle to take stocks, but unable to find much just yet as he does catch the up air. That hitbox is pretty big, and he will find Igloo resting above him. So Igloo, quick to respond with a sour spot forward air, finishes the job, and we reset back to 0% on our second stocks.
Overwatch losing that point does go down 1-0, or 0-1 rather, here against Kennesaw State in that 1-3 matchup. We'll be bringing you that back once they get back into their second map. But right now, we're just focused on the Smash Bros. Igloo getting aggressive nair as well, going for that forward air, but won't be able to find the connection that they were looking for. Fish able to avoid the spike for the time being.
Yeah, his shield getting very, very close to breaking there, but Fish able to get out of that pickle and finds his way back on the stage, but not before taking a lot of percentages. Igloo starts to really set a rhythm and establish his presence on stage. Now 120%. The timing well done by Fish with the neutral get up to avoid that egg. Now Igloo looking to find the up smash, and absolutely does. A great call out from the Yoshi player here, as now an opportunity to really pull ahead if Fish has nothing to say here, but so far striking back quickly and playing the defensive game.
Yeah, see how much extra credit Igloo can get on this stock, right? 82% built up already on that second one. Dangerous percentage here into the Byleth, but right now playing slow, patient, but still playing aggressive as well. Finding these openings to go for these nairs. The back there, however, will connect from Fish, able to clean up that final stock, but good percentage built up on that final stock. 81% now on Fish's final stock here to start things off.
Yeah, that sweet spot back air can kill so much earlier than you might expect. It's really hard to set up, but it can catch you right on the ledge, and sure enough, Igloo does lose his second stock. So now percentage heavily favoring Fish, or heavily favoring Igloo here, excuse me. But Igloo looking to not keep this trend up. Fish really re-establishing himself into this game, finds a parry off the egg, but can't get much more from it, as now it will not take much more for Igloo to finish this one off, but a window he will still need to find. Back air connects, it won't be enough, and now we look to defend the ledge. The egg connects, but Igloo opts to not go for a forward air or anything. He's gone for a couple of those, so I'm sure Fish was ready for it. Igloo with the right move to maybe not overcommit too many resources just yet. The back airs are landing. The up B will not, and Igloo capitalizes, taking 3 stocks off this Byleth player, but losing 2 of his own.
Yeah, Byleth going down. Igloo now finding SU with a 10-9 lead here to start things off. A very close matchup, but it's not what we expected, right? We were thinking that the Snake was going to go in first, but instead it is that Byleth. Yoshi doing a great job into that matchup. Igloo piloting that one as well. So very close start to this very important series here from ODU and SU as we go through our Overwatch fly-through as we approach map number 2.
Yeah, I do, as much as it's as important as it was for Igloo to go take those 3 stocks, I really do think that this is not where SU would like to be. That was not what they were expecting, and I think the Igloo pick was anticipating the Snake, like we mentioned a little bit earlier on. I think they were thinking along similar lines to us, but ODU with a great mix-up, sending Byleth out, and still ultimately going down SU with a lead, but I have to imagine that the Hornets are feeling a little rattled right now, but still plenty of Smash to play as we move back to Overwatch. Like we said, Kennesaw State now with a lead here after that Lijiang map, Unity Plaza here, and we take a look at this Sojourn setting up and ready for the SU offense.
We do see some more different roles here from the SU lineup. Sin now on the tank, Jay, Rudy, and Rain Dreamer on the support roles. A Mercy getting picked up here. A Laurie, Genji here for Flames back on the DPS role. Clabiella will be on this May as well. Certainly mixing some things up, but on the side of Kennesaw State, pretty much exactly what we saw in that first map, minus the Pharah coming through from Prometheus. Will be piloting that Genji instead here, but everything pretty much the exact same. Sin charging forwards is Purple. Prometheus, however, on the back line, able to find multiple members. The tank out of position, watching their team crumble around them, tries to get the charge forwards, but Fuzzy able to shut that one down. A full team kill already in favor of Kennesaw State.
Yeah, Kennesaw State really taking over this series. These fights have not been particularly close. Kennesaw State really planting their feet in the ground here on defense as we look to see the offensive push once more. SU leaving their spawn, going the same route this time. We'll see if it pays off a little bit better, but with the Reinhardt shield in these tight spaces, you have to think that would work out, but it did not last time. Big Purple there onto the healers as we load into our next Smash matchup, and sure enough, that's a dangerous man. Angel Eyes is making an appearance here as Igloo SDs twice and looks to get as much credit onto this Snake player as possible.
We're going to go full screen into the Smash Bros action, right? This is what we expected to come through earlier on, so we'll see how Igloo is able to get around this Snake. Angel Eyes, a very talented player, trying to get these up air juggles to come through, but you can already see the projectile game coming through from Angel Eyes thus far. The grab will come through, but won't be able to do a whole lot out of that one, but still able to find 51% thus far onto the first stock for Angel Eyes.
Yeah, only one stock to work with here for Igloo. You'd love to see him get this first stock if he's able, but now he is at kill percentages. You got to keep an eye out for the up tilts, the quick move. Snake has a lot of ability to find stocks where you least expect them, so keep an eye on all of these explosives, the Nikita missiles, the C4s. They're everywhere. There is a C4 in the center stage. Snake missing that grab could have been bad for Igloo, as I have to imagine if he does get grabbed, oh, it could be bad, but wow, man, a spike, a reverse there combo caught me off guard. Angel Eyes just looking to get out of this one, up to 87% of his own. Igloo just trying to find one way in, but have to be so defensive against the Snake as you could get hit by anything at any given moment.
Yeah, 161 built up thus far, and you can see the game plan that Angel Eyes is going for, right? Snake as a whole, the projectile game is unbelievably overwhelming. There's so much to keep track of. C4s, grenades sitting on the ground. We also see the RPG rockets, the mortars coming through as well. It's so much to know where things are that sometimes you lose track of things. It's hard to maintain that focus as we see a C4 under this platform. Won't be popped just yet. The nade tossed up will connect both players now. Very dangerous percentages.
Yeah, Snake likes to recover high too. We saw Igloo try to capitalize off the one launch he got. Snake recovering well up near the blast zone, but a well-timed air dodge! Wow, survives when Igloo went high, but that time the up air able to finish the stock. Igloo doing a great job stealing a stock off Angel Eyes, and now up to almost 200%, little to no room for error, but Igloo looking awfully comfortable. Angel Eyes now on the back foot, recovering high again. Igloo not opting to chase, probably smart move. You cannot overcommit at this stage in the game, but anything Igloo can get is strictly extra credit from here on out. Not getting hit by any grenades for a long time as finally Angel Eyes finds a blow, but none of them able to finish this pesky dinosaur off. No up tilts coming out either. Angel Eyes struggling to finish this stock off, and now in serious danger of losing a second one. The Nikita missile comes out, and that would kill, and sure enough, a well-placed explosive on the platforms means that unfortunately what looked like a hell of a run out of Igloo gets snuffed short, but boy, do you love to see that stock taken.
I have never seen a Yoshi be at 230% in my life. That was unbelievable stuff coming through from Igloo. Getting a stock off of that Snake as well with that one, almost getting a second as well. So, I mean, unbelievably close thus far through one player on either side. Snake bleeds, Angel Eyes losing one stock in that exchange as we go through the fly through again as we swap sides here for the hybrid map for Overwatch. But yeah, insanely close stuff coming up already in that SU-ODU matchup.
Man, hearts are going here. And this is every single moment, every little interaction is worth so much in this crew battle when these teams are so evenly ranked. And Kevin says it all the time. When you have those one stock remaining situations, it's hard to guarantee going in and taking a stock without losing one of your own. So, trading 1 for 1 is certainly not bad for Angel Eyes, but boy, is that player so valuable to ODU, and losing a stock there absolutely does matter. So, as we await now SU with a big decision on their hands, who has to go deal with that snake, we will let you know. But, all right. Back to the task at hand. Shenandoah still taking on Kennesaw State here, as now swapped sides. Kennesaw State soundly taking holding their ground on defense. SU not able to get much credit other than 1 tick, so that is the line to gain for Kennesaw State as they now move out of their spawn and get kills onto plenty of SU members and start capping the point.
Yeah, this is almost, we have 2 characters in here that we often see on the SU side, the Orisa and the Kiriko, but the cap already coming through on the Overwatch side means Kennesaw State will now find themselves with a 2-0 map lead as we go to the camera. Rain Dreamer, yeah, just staring right into the cam immediately there. So, yeah, Kennesaw State now finding themselves with a very commanding 2-0 lead here. It is this first to 3, so we'll have to see what happens as we now go to the push game mode for the 3rd map here. We'll see what the map selection will be for SU. But, yeah, now we're kind of in a little bit of a lull state right now, right? In between games on Smash and in between games here on Overwatch as well.
Yeah, we play the game there going to a Hairy Shark, a great fight there. We do have the Duck of Truth. I forget
Sir
that thing's name.
I called it Sir Duck.
Yeah. Claviella came into the broadcast room and told us a name.
Duke.
I don't remember. Well, we welcome you back to the arena here.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll welcome you back here to the arena as we do have a bit of a down period, but ideally not for too long. It does look like we'll be getting into our next Smash Bros. Matchup here next, and it will be Willie going in to try to take on Angel Eyes, 2 incredibly talented players in the Maryland, Virginia area, have met multiple times, but big question here, who is Willie playing? And as we load into the game, we will have our answer. The Terry will be coming out and looking to take 2 more stocks off of one of ODU's best players.
Yeah, the Terry coming through is definitely something I feel like I expected to see from Willie, right? Definitely some more versatility, I feel, with this character. Does pretty well in that ranged matchup as well. We can already see Willie getting to work using the nade to his advantage there, but now we can see Snake start to put some landmines down, but still untouched. Well, as soon as I say it, Willie taking some percentage there, but already a pretty good start here into this matchup.
Yeah, and look at Willie looking to just try to steal stocks up top. What did I say? Angel Eyes, Snakes in general love to recover high, and while Snake, at least up until now, was not really at a kill percentage, Terry's Rising Tackle can kill extremely early when you know that your opponent is going to be that close to the top blast zone. So Willie looking to find whatever he can, doesn't come up with anything those 2 times, but I have to say Angel Eyes does look a little rattled so far, just struggling to find much onto Willie, and sure enough, the Rising Tackle not enough yet, 150%, not kill percentage, I guess, for Snake, but you have to think if Willie finds another one of those that it will finish the job.
Yeah, the goal meter now up and available. This mine, this rocket that Snake is able to control will be able to find the first stock, but some down tilts and a forward special will be able to find that kill instead off the edge. Angel Eyes now down to 1 stock remaining.
Yeah, great little combo here off the respawn platform for Willie, racking up percentage. And again, I have to say that this neutral game has heavily favored Willie in both of these stocks. Willie, unfortunately, losing that first stock to a roughly timed air dodge, and it's it's kind of a 50-50. You have to predict whether Angel Eyes is going to commit the Nikita missile directly at you or predict your air dodge. It's a tough situation to be in, and unfortunately Willie loses his first stock, but trading even stocks 2 for 2 is not bad at all here for SU. That power dunk still not enough to finish the job. We should have learned our lesson the first time. 150% not kill percentage against a snake, but racking up percentage again. You have to think if Willie finds another situation like that or anything even similar, it will be enough to finish.
Now the go meter is
here we
up
go again.
and available again. The rocket coming through a second time. The dodge, wow, not timed to perfection as well. Angel Eyes able to find another kill there. We'll see if Willie can clean up the stock. The dash attack will be able to find it, but Willie loses 2.
Yeah, and that's totally fine if you're SU. Angel Eyes, one of the biggest problems for SU now off the table. So good job there out of Willie taking care of business, and just unfortunate situations with those Nikita missiles. You've only got a couple options, and Snake Eyes doing a great job of placing them right where they need to be. So we move on. We move back to Overwatch, and we'll take you back into Smash Bros. Once they are ready. Kennesaw State with now a 2-map lead over SU as we go to Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint is actually our little lower third there. It does say push, but it is going to be Flashpoint as it is the NACE, rule book that we go through here. So Kennesaw State looking to try to clean this one up with a clear 3-0 here in the Flashpoint. If you're unfamiliar with how Flashpoint works, you have the very first point is always the same on every single map. You saw that one there, capped by Kennesaw State. And then the next ones are completely random, selected from 4 of the positions on the map, right? So it's definitely a rotation game, and, well, given Kennesaw State's roster here, definitely favors them. We have the Lucio giving them that speed ball as well. Golem very quick to get to these areas. I mean, you find one on Clapiella, and right away you go right into flames with the ultimate as well. Only Ranger, the last one standing on the Ramatra, will finally go down. A 10-player kill streak. Golem is on fire right now for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, a bit of a return to form here for the SU Overwatch as they go back to their original roles. Still some hero picks that we don't see at least all the time, but ultimately things looking back to normal for SU, but still not finding the success that I'm sure they'd like. We go back to the Smash Bros matchup, and we are back to a fighting game matchup here between Ryu and Terry as Willie looks to get any extra credit he can find. Voltaic Breeze, the response for ODU, and so far percentages favoring Willie as he finds a couple combos and wow, is able to take one just like that. Now here's the thing about Voltaic Breeze. This Ryu player is not your average Ryu player. He is catered to play online. What is the ODU formula? It's sitting back and throwing projectiles. It's occupying space, and where we're used to seeing Voltaic Breeze, or excuse me, where we're used to seeing Ryu in general sort of play in your face and find a lot of combos like these, we're expecting to see Voltaic Breeze sit back and go for a lot more of those red fireball projectiles that you see and rack up percentages. Now, Willie, very ready for it, it would seem, as he's able to steal another one off Voltaic Breeze. Willie is in an absolute state right now, as now up to 135 and go meter online. You have to feel worried for Voltaic Breeze.
Yeah, go meter is up and available. Will have that one come through. A lot of percentage built up. The recovery coming through from Voltaic Breeze. Will that find the kill? It does, but able to find 2 stocks off of that player. Now 6-4 the stock count as we go back into our double box and zoom in instead onto the Overwatch side of things as they had their second cap in favor of Kennesaw State on this Flashpoint map.
Yeah, there's a big piece of information that was just revealed for ODU, and that is that there will be the Sonic remaining after this Ryu, right? Where we used to see this Sonic go in first, it will be the one remaining player, assuming that that player is able to play. I mean, there's no reason to assume not. Then there's certainly no reason to not play that that player as a whole. So massive information gained for SU Smash Team, but like we said, back to the task at hand. What's on your screen here? Kennesaw State still with the lead now with 2 points where we left them with 1. So SU on their last line of defense, and so far Raindreamer losing that tank battle and goes down. J. Rudy able to find a pick of his own as Sin gets caught in the Wrecking Ball chaos. Ult up, but not out just yet. SU trying to find their first successful fight, at least of this map, but Sin goes down as well. Flames finding 2, though, meanwhile. I missed that one. Prometheus now forced to return from spawn and get any late fight credit, but health bars dropping for SU.
And we had a couple ults used on the side of Kennesaw State, the Kitsune, as well as the Minefield coming through, but not going to be enough. Sin still has the overclock up and available if they are able to find that angle. Ranger, however, will get melted. The ult up as well for them, but Kennesaw State absolutely running through the team, unable to get regrouped. The staggered respawns really hurting them thus far as Claviella switches over now to the Mercy, but doesn't look like the Mercy is going to survive for very long. No, Golem able to find that one. Mello does have the Pulse Bomb up and available. We'll see if that one gets tossed out onto an unsuspecting victim, but won't be able to find the stick onto Ranger, who is booking it towards this point. Will be able to force the overtime. Let's see how long Ranger will be able to survive. The ult timed out now, shield now. The Ramatra finding themselves in a 1v5 situation. The beat coming down. They will finally fall. Mello going down as well. Sin able to find that one. J. Rudy back on this site as well, but the Dragon Blade unsheathed for Prometheus. Let's see what they can do with that one. Flames barely still alive. J. Rudy as well, as we now go back into our double box. Overtime will take over. Kennesaw State will take the 3-0 cleanly against SU in NACE, and now that means we are solely Smash Bros for the time being.
Yeah, congratulations to Kennesaw State. A very strong showing against Shenandoah's Overwatch in NACE, but that brings us, like you said, to Smash Bros. Faramis looking to take this final stock off Voltaic Breeze and put SU in quite a position for success. 97% on this Ryu as he finally starts to find some damage of his own, but a big thing about Ryu is his offstage options are not great. Faramis probably just looking to play the aerial game and get Ryu offstage, limit options as much as possible, but you got to be careful for those. Faramis able to get out of trouble that time around, but now percentages have evened out. Faramis looking to just steal one, but he will go down, but great percentage first. So, like we said earlier, trading one stock for one is not bad as long as Faramis can take care of business just right now.
Yeah, 33% built up, a very high percentage here on this Ryu as well. You mentioned the offstage interactions. Will try to get back, but the aerial will connect. Faramis able to clean that one up. One player left. Nova Star on this Sonic is who we expect to come in last to anchor for ODU.
Yeah, okay, so I actually am in a bit of a pickle here because, okay, so yeah, you have to think that Nova Star will be the last player here for ODU, but this Pikachu player is also worth pointing out. By bringing in Angel Eyes, you do ultimately replace one of the players on your roster. Now, I would not argue that. I think Angel Eyes is one of, if not the best player over there. So certainly not a mistake, but who do you replace? If I'm in that room, I simply would never take Nova Star out, but this Pikachu player is worth mentioning that they just, one, took a game off the best player in the world very recently against Spargo, and two, when ODU played FIU, Nova Star and this Pikachu player alone were able to take down FIU completely.
True.
FIU, the team that beat Shenandoah. So, two incredibly good players that we have not seen yet, and now with only one player remaining for ODU, there is a question here on who you put in.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, right? I mean, the Pikachu is definitely one of those characters that you don't often think about sometimes, but is very good in their own right, especially when put in the right hands. The Pikachu player for ODU, very, very strong. And now that you're down to your one character, who knows, to be honest? I mean, initially you go, okay, Sonic is an S-tier character, right? Plays so well online specifically, and you're between and you have one person left, right? I feel like it has to be Sonic on this Nova Star, but with the Angel Eyes coming in, maybe someone is unavailable right now. Maybe it is Nova Star that can't be there. Maybe it's the Pikachu that can't be there, because you would think the Pikachu would come in instead of a Ryu possibly as well, but who knows what the scenario is going to be, right? Because I don't know, because this roster is just stacked through and through for ODU.
Absolutely. That's what this all boils down to. Is like you have 5 great players, and unfortunately, you can only put 4 in. Right? I don't know that there's a right answer, but in my head, the right answer is putting Sonic in right now. But the thing is, SU has clearly revealed their game plan as well in not putting Kip in yet. You have to think that not starting Kip means that we want Kip to play into Sonic. So now SU with a lead, and we haven't shown Kip, you have to think that SU wants the Sonic matchup. So knowing that, do you still put this Sonic in? I don't know. I don't have the answers, but now a 2-stock lead for SU. Far Rhombus in the hot seat. Jigglypuff into Sonic is not great for Jigglypuff. So Nova Star does have an opportunity here to potentially even this up at 3, and we get a straight-up 1v1 between Kip and Nova Star. We'll get there when we get there, but it all boils down to a massive decision here for ODU.
Yeah, this is very close. I mean, it feels like SU is in the lead, and I mean, numerically, yes, they are, but it feels so close still, knowing what ODU still has in their back pocket with the Sonic and a potential Pikachu as well. So we'll have to see. I like that you mentioned that Far Rhombus is who we have in right now on this Jigglypuff. And into Sonic, no, it's just not great, right? Yeah. Jigglypuff does struggle to keep up with the pace that Sonic has, and when you find yourself on Jigglypuff trying to chase the kills, chase the hits, it's really, really difficult because you become very, very telegraphed.
Absolutely. You become very vulnerable as well. It's scary. And the Pikachu, I can't imagine it is much better for Jigglypuff, but I can say that if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Kip actually likes the Pikachu matchup too. So, like, the more I think about it, I think it's kind of the better of two evils. You're not going to get a matchup you love either way, but I believe we are getting word from our production team that the answer will be more or less what we expected. The final player, the player in reserve, the player that has been lying in wait this whole time is Nova Star on this very intimidating Sonic. This is an incredible character. This is an incredible player that thrives in this environment. So Far Rhombus now with stocks behind him as well, just looking to get whatever he can in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you can already see what the playstyle is, right? Hold B, charge, and go really, really fast and try to combo that into some aerials, whether that be the scissor kick up B or some back airs, some forward airs as well. Far Rhombus trying to get something going on their end, but you can see the difficulty. It will be a down air to give a little bit of life there for Far Rhombus, but you can see how fast Nova Star is. It's so hard for Jigglypuff to find any sort of connection against this character.
Exactly. You see exactly why we said that this matchup isn't great for Jigglypuff. Where in the world do you fit in hitboxes against this type of playstyle? Sonic thrives. Sonic is considered one of, if not the best character in the game right now, and it's for exact reasons why we're seeing. So far, Far Rhombus only finding 24%, and it's because you've had these tiny, tiny windows to capitalize, and you'll see moves like that down air come out pretty often, moves that last a long time, and you just kind of have to hope that Nova Star times his side Bs wrong and jumps into one of your hitboxes. But so far, not doing much of that, as he does get Far Rhombus all the way up to 108%. So now just looking to finish the job with one of those either up airs or forward airs, most likely after a side B, but lots of these cancels, lots of mix-ups, trying to change up the rhythm and catch Far Rhombus off guard as much as possible.
Yeah, only 26% built up. I mean, this little puffball is in a very dangerous position. The stools as well coming through the springs. A very strong edge guard, unable to tech. That one is Far Rhombus. I mean, a very good edge guard nonetheless coming through from Nova Star. So you can see, I mean, how hard this is for Faramis to try to find any grounds. Novastar is just so unbelievably fast, and it's so difficult to time some of these Jigglypuff moves to try to get anything in their favor.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking because the Sonic playstyle is so extremely predictable. It's so one-dimensional, but just as a character, there's only so much you can do, and especially as a Jigglypuff. Now, Faramis is doing a good job of avoiding damage where possible and just trying to throw hitboxes out and make it at least a little bit dangerous for Novastar to keep playing by this game plan, this game plan, but only up to 52%, not in much trouble yet, as now Faramis exceeds the 100% mark. A big commitment there out of Faramis to try and really catch Novastar off guard. Can't quite get there, and we will find ourselves with an even head-to-head between Novastar and presumably Kip.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the call out coming through, just trying to get that sleep into rest, trying to just find something out of nowhere to get a stock off of that Sonic. But nonetheless, I mean, that's just kind of how that matchup works. Just unbelievably fast. Very hard for Jigglypuff to do anything with that one. But now we do have that even one-on-one. 3 stocks on 3 stocks. It's going to be Kip on the Pac-Man versus Novastar on the Sonic. And we've talked about it, that Kip is being saved for this Sonic, this moment specifically because of probably what I would think. I'm not a massive Smash head, but I feel like the Hydrant has a lot to do with that, able to disrupt a lot of the pathing that Sonic uses in the platforms and the stadium, the stage as a whole.
Yeah, I think you're right. It'll come down to the hydrants, the trampolines, and the projectiles, and that's Pac-Man as a character, isn't it? It's going to be, can Kip not necessarily keep up with Sonic. You're not going to keep up with Sonic. But can Kip capitalize in those tiny windows where Sonic is in striking distance? Pac-Man as a character absolutely can. It has a very similar down air to Jigglypuff with a very extended hitbox. Like we said, yeah, the Hydrant is going to cause problems for Sonic, but you know, like he can get through the Hydrant, but it's a way to disrupt the flow. If you allow Novastar, if you allow Sonic as a character to just set up that rhythm that we just watched, this extremely one-dimensional game plan, that's what's going to work. It's what makes this character as good as he is. So Pac-Man, if nothing else, is a disruptor, and we will see if it's enough. Now, you have to think, again, SU probably wanted this matchup, and that's why we didn't see Kip go in first. But at the same time, I have to think that ODU probably didn't want this matchup, otherwise we would have seen Novastar go in first into what they assumed to be the Pac-Man, right? So maybe advantage SU. Statistically, there is no advantage as we load into our final matchup of set number 1 here. Kip with 3 stocks, Novastar with 3 stocks, and so far the percentage advantage favoring Kip.
Yeah, and you can see it's a lot of these projectiles just interrupting the B coming through the dash that Novastar has on this Sonic. Trying to farm up some Galagas, some Bells. Is Kip, right, shielding that one, going for that aerial, but won't be able to connect that one. But yeah, you can see the game plan. Novastar, it's interrupted because of this Hydrant and because of the projectiles that Kip is able to put down. You can see how much space Kip is able to work with if they control what Novastar has available to themselves.
Yeah, and we already see exactly what we were talking about. If you can do nothing else but disrupt the Sonic, it's enough to change the entire game. And so far, whoa, we do see a massive disruption, I would say, as internet was lost there, and that might cause issues depending on where that came from. That could result in all different kinds of things. Where we saw Kip start to build an advantage, oh, we lose internet, and now that's going to be a big deal.
That's interesting, right? It seemed like a full disconnect, right? We were looking back on the monitors and said, error, connection lost completely. It just yanks both players out of the lobby. So we'll have to see what happened there because, yeah, Kip seemed to be on a tear. They're on a roll. So we'll see if, I guess, this reset will come through possibly. Unsure what the rules say, what the rule book looks like. But, yeah, Kip looked good.
Yeah. The big takeaway, is that Kip absolutely was in a rhythm there, and gave plenty of reason to believe that this Sonic is absolutely beatable. And we knew that. We knew that SU wanted this matchup. We knew that this matchup might not favor Pac-Man, but would at least cause issues for Sonic. And we saw those issues manifest right in front of our eyes. That was textbook out of Kip to just play the same exact game and say, if you're on one side of the stage, I'm going to sit on the other, and if you come to me, I'm going to throw a Galaga, I'm going to throw something, I'm going to lay a hydrant down and make sure that you can't deal damage to me. So Kip establishing a rhythm, doing a great job of finding good percentage there, and we'll see if it lasts. It's going to be hard to say because I imagine, I don't have the rule book memorized, but I have to imagine that, like, if an accident happened, if a switch was knocked over, that probably would result in losing that stock for ODU. I mean, I don't know. We have a lot of people in the arena, and we have a camera here that can show that nothing like that happened on our end. And maybe it truly was just an act of God that Nintendo lost something right in this moment, which would be insane. But who knows? We're going to let you know as soon as we know, but there's a lot up in the air right now.
Yeah, and back to the pure gameplay, right? Seeing Sonic go into a character like Jigglypuff that has zero interruption on what Sonic wants to do, and then seeing it into a Pac-Man, it is like night and day. There's not a whole lot that Sonic can do to really get around what Pac-Man has with the projectiles, with the hydrants, right? So it does seem like the game plan that SU has set up Pac-Man into the Sonic is working, right? We'll just have to see kind of what this little twist of the night is going to be. Is it Nintendo servers going kaput yet again? We had that a couple weeks ago. We'll have to wait and see. I believe we're searching right now for our competition coordinator who is going to walk. Yep, there he is. Yeah, track him with the pen. But yeah, so we'll see what the solution is. But oh wow, Flame's got some hops back there.
Lord.
You see that? My goodness.
I did see that.
Yeah, that was
yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is that our competition coordinator is also the coach of the Overwatch team who is preparing for a game in 7 minutes. So a lot going on in this arena here as we look to resolve whatever's going on. And I am worried that there will be no way to prove what happened, and that's fine. But yeah, that's a lot of, that's a very significant minute and a half of Smash that I'm biased. I don't think should be overlooked, should be reset or whatever. Okay, we are receiving word that the players are agreeing to get back into game and return to the percentages that they were at before the incident. So I think that's totally fine. It's the biggest thing is going to be that whatever moves they use to build up this percentage will now become stale. And it's nitpicky. It's a little thing. It's something we're just going to have to overcome given the circumstances. There's not really a better way to deal with it. But I'm glad that nobody will lose stocks. I'm glad that we don't have some rulebook incident. It looks like whatever happened, we'll all move on from it, and we'll try to get back to as similar a game state as possible.
Yeah, I like that answer. I feel like that is the most competitively sound answer. We are still making sure that the rulebook doesn't say anything otherwise, that this is okay and that this is the fix that we can't get through. Once that is all confirmed and make sure that nothing was violated on any side, we will be hopping back in with that fix. I believe it was a 97% to around, I want to say 3. I'm not entirely sure what the
I
percentage
want to say it was
Kip
20 or something.
Yeah.
But 20 or 30, but it's on our stream. I'm sure any of you watching from home or any of the players would be able to look back and get percentage counts and then, just try to work their way up to as close a number as possible. Excuse me. So, yeah, we'll let you know. It does sound like the players are all just going to check the rules and make sure that we're doing this the right way. But, it sounds like we will hopefully get into game somewhat soon here.
Yeah, very excited to jump back into game, right? Because it was getting intense there towards the end.
This is a big moment, too.
Locked in, and then as soon as everything froze, I was like, oh no, not again. Please don't let this happen again with no Smash Bros to be completed, right? This does mean that our Overwatch might be starting up again as well, so we might have a little bit of a 2-box scenario yet again. I believe, what is about 5 minutes till that next Overwatch game starts against, I believe it's Marietta, is
Correct.
the next team for our Overwatch matchup. So we will have to see what happens, but for the time being, we will just sit and wait.
Yeah, we also have Rocket League coming up at 8 as well. The third head in this Hydra of a night we've got going on, Rocket League, Overwatch, and Smash. So as Smash looks to resolve their stuff and get back into game as soon as possible, Overwatch will be starting at approximately 8, and so will Rocket League, which means we are going to take a quick break for now, but we'll be back with plenty esports action on the other side.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the esports arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the esports arena is the esports war room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you got a nice little rest, a nice refresh, drink of water, box of popcorn, whatever you need, because the night is young, and while we have finished one series of Overwatch, we've still got 2 more, a Rocket League series and a Smash series to wrap up. So plenty more to bring you through. I'm Chris Clayton, that's Ben Kincaid. We'll be with you all night long as we take you through every little bit of action that is in front of us. But as the clock ticks over 8 o'clock, we should be getting ready for our Rocket League series against Stevenson, as well as our second Overwatch series of the night against Marietta.
Yeah, it's going to be now a triple box is what we are going to find. Yay! Is what we're going to find ourselves in. Our Rocket League is going to be starting up here against Stevenson very, very shortly. Our Overwatch as well against Marietta will be kicking off as we now also await the solution, the ruling to what happened to the Smash Bros. Series with that disconnect when it was down to that three-stock situation that we found ourselves in at the end of that first series. So still waiting to hear word on what that is going to look like. But for the time being, we will be switching gears and talking a little bit on what the Rocket League NECC standings look like. SU 5-1, looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, so this game will be up against Stevenson over there at 3-3 in the top right corner of this graphic. And so what does this translate to? It means that stakes are a little low for this SU Rocket League squad. Well, they'd like to, I'm sure, maintain all the momentum from yesterday and carry that into playoffs. Their second seed is basically solidified, as the top seed will be overtaken by a head-to-head to Alvernia, while if they drop the seed, they will still take head-to-head against Waynesburg. So I believe that while this maybe establish some tiebreakers in other ways by like scoring goals and stuff, the storyline is that the second seed is mostly solidified, and this team is now just looking to come in, take care of business here tonight, and establish any amount of momentum that they can carry into playoffs.
We can see them as well. No Elim here tonight. Yet again, it's going to be Pagani stepping in to the driver's seat alongside Kiazi and Mango here, so we'll have to see how that plays out. I know earlier in the week it played out pretty darn good. Pagani playing very, very well for the squad. Another pretty even with Elim's rankings as well. Very similar players, very similar play styles as well. So definitely gels together with that team fairly nicely. Of course, we have Mango and Kiazi, the staples that we always see on this roster, staying true to their positions. Mango, of course, that forward striker that we often see them take. And then Kiazi, kind of that midfield goalie, defenseman that we often see Kiazi take part in. And then Pagani as well, finding themselves on both ends, but as of recently, finding some goals for themselves.
Yeah, pretty serious offensive threat Pagani has been over the last couple days. And while this team, we cycle Elim in and out and Pagani in and out. What we saw yesterday was Pagani play 2 whole series, one in person against West Virginia Wesleyan College, and then the second one online against Waynesburg, and SU look very, very dominant in both of those. Pagani playing a very strong role in the team, setting up a lot of goals for Mango. Mango setting up a lot of goals for him. And then Kiazi, like we said, sort of the glue that holds it all together, standing at midfield, catching so many clears for the SU offense to continue rolling. So a lot of the cylinders are clicking. A lot of them are firing here as SU now, again, just looks to continue and take care of business as they have been against this Stevenson team that is just looking to break over the 500 mark.
Yeah, Stevenson sitting 3-3 middle of the pack here in the NECC group. So we'll have to see if they can bounce back, pick up that win, advance to 4-3 in the final week of regular season competition, or if SU will solidify themselves in that second seed spot here with a 6-1 ending. We'll just have to wait and see as we go into our fly through. Let's see really what has this game to offer, right? What will go down as we hop into game number 1 already. Clear on target coming through from SU. Kiazi now trying to find an angle. Pagani following up, trying to go low, but won't be able to find the angle. Because we do have this triple box set up, unfortunately, you can probably notice that you're just hearing our voices. We are unfortunately unable to get the game audio for the Rocket League matchup here today. But hey, that one probably sounded like bang, right? As Time was able to find that angle. Stevenson first on the board.
I was just about to say, yeah, so you're not crazy. Yeah, we will not have game audio for this series, but we can do our best to imitate them as the ball goes off the cars. Boom. No, we're not going to sit here and do that for this whole series. But, yeah, bank major here for Stevenson, taking the ball out of the corner and passing it all the way up the field to Time. Stevenson striking first and quick here as SU falls behind 1 goal. But something that we did not see much yesterday was SU in these situations, only once against Waynesburg in that second series where we saw them take it all the way to overtime and come out on top. So dangerous ball hits the corner of the goal, does not go in there. So Pagani now sitting in the corner, lying in wait, opts to bail out as Mango goes in, takes care of business, and sends it straight to Kiazi.
Yeah, Mango there on that angle as well, was trying to find that bump in the goal, but was unable to get there fast enough. Zathan now trying to find a cross, but instead a clear on target will find the corner. Pagani credited with that one, SU tying it up 1 apiece.
Yeah, long shot here as Zathan drops it off the ceiling. Pagani, yep, just goes up and chows Time head on and comes out on top, carrying it all the way, or shooting it all the way down the field, and nobody home, nobody able to get there in time. So SU strikes back, ties this series up, and again, similar to what we saw yesterday, when SU fell into a hole, it did not last long. So SU presumably looking to continue that trend and try to pull ahead here probably pretty quickly.
Yeah, Time winning out on that 50-50 as well. Kiazi will meet that one. Mango now trying to find the clear. Zathan up in the air. Doesn't have a whole lot of boost to work with. Can't go for that flip reset angle as Mango now maintains possession of the ball for SU. Kiazi now trying to get a pass, tap back to Pagani, but Time says, no way. We're going to play some bumper cars first, get you out of the way. But still, Shenandoah relentless on the pressure thus far. Now, Mango with some boost, won't go for the flip reset, tosses it off the crossbar, was going to go for that double tap, but again, a bump coming through from Stevenson means no goal.
Yeah, I didn't see who that bump was, but a great call out there by Stevenson. Great positioning to find that bump and break up any threat that Mango had, as now he takes it the full length of the field and crosses Time up perfectly all the way to the left side of the net. And watch this one fly. Time lost in space and cannot get there. Mango takes care of business.
Yeah, Time was going over to the corner for the full boost orb, but didn't have enough time. Thought they might have had it, but it was very close. But Mango taking it to that far corner means that there's no way that Time can get there in time, right? SU now finding themselves with a 2-1 lead as we now approach and crest the halfway mark of game number 1. Bank major now in position. I wonder if it does accounting, maybe. Bank major, accounting, finance, something like that.
Right, yeah, accounting, yeah, I don't know. That could be interesting to look into, but we will not. So we'll finish this one out as we get an update as well. Overwatch, like we said, will be starting at 8 p.m., so any minute here we'll be getting into that game, and we've received word that map 1 will be Lijiang Tower once again. We'll get into that when the players start, but Rocket League still now 2 minutes left in this game. SU with a lead and looking to add to it as a crowded ball there prevents Pagani from getting a clean shot off Time, just looking to disrupt the play as the ball approached the center field, but no shots from Stevenson either, so we play our ping pong game. Zathan keeping the ball in the corner as Pagani looks to center it and leave it for somebody else, but nobody would follow up, means that Stevenson now controls.
Yeah, Stevenson trying to find a clear here. Will be able to, but again, it's Pagani up in the air. Mango on target. Has a touch, but it goes off the crossbar. A little bit of a miss hit there. Mango doesn't often miss those ones. Kiazi now with a far shot corner for the angle, but won't be able to find that one either. SU holding on to a 2-1 goal lead here in game number 1 as we approach the final minute of regulation. Let's see if Stevenson can tie it up or take the lead, or if SU will hold on and take a 1-0 series lead here.
Yeah, similar story to yesterday. Once again, I've been saying it that SU has sort of established this game plan of maintaining possession and keeping the ball on the wrong side of the field for their opponents, and whether they're scoring or not, they get enough to pull ahead and just choke out the clock. So now as we approach 30 seconds left, Stevenson not finding many opportunities, and SU continuing to pour shots on. Pagani going up high, can't get there, now leaves the ball for Mango. He cannot put it in. Kiazi with a final effort, and that one gets pinched to the far corner, so SU now out of options temporarily until Mango finds his way back, takes it all the way, but well defended. Zathan able to get Stevenson out of trouble as the clock approaches 5 seconds now. Last ditch effort. Bank Major looking to find the touch, and he can't. Mango steals it right past him and takes care of business. SU takes game number 1 against Stevenson as we take you back into Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang Tower, Marietta with the first touch, the first cap here. Portal runner on the Genji, able to find Flames. The Reaper going down as well. Looks like it's going to be a full reset coming through, full reset coming through from Shannon. The tops are swapped, and I am confused. I don't know why I can't do the swapperoo in my brain right now. Maybe it's because there's 3 games happening at the exact same time. So it's Shenandoah that had first cap here with a 25% lead, and now it's Marietta with the recapture on the point. Tiny Shiny trying to find a flank angle here as well. You can see the poke coming through Rain Dreamers POV there, but has to retreat for the time being, getting dangerously low. The poke coming through as well. Orbital Ray coming through from J. Rudy, trying to get the heals down as fast as humanly possible. The Pharah dangerously low as well on the side of Marietta. Tiny China able to find one. The Juno goes down. The Pharah will follow. No missiles to be rained on the parade of Shenandoah. Flames able to find one. T-Nuck going down as well. And look at the survivability coming through from SU as well. But it's instead the Ramatra living for quite a while, but with that double shotgun shot, that perk coming through from Flames, able to finish the job on that one and recapture that point for SU.
Yeah, the SU DPS is putting in a lot of work in that fight. Tiny Shiny finding at least 2, Flames finding at least 2 as well. And worth mentioning, like we've said a couple times now, Tiny Shiny back in the lineup, as we did not see that earlier today. And with a Pulse Bomb active, looking to find this pesky flank, but does reveal her position as we take you to one of the most beautiful screens that we will get all year. A tri-box on your screen, all 3 games live in competition, a massive fight breaking out in the Overwatch. Keep an eye on that, but we do load back into this highly anticipated KIP Novastar matchup. Percentages looking similar to where they were before, so we return to where we were before technical difficulties. And wow, KIP able to secure the first stock of this matchup with a well-placed apple and takes care of business.
The apple coming through indeed. We will go into the full screen for this very close and highly anticipated Smash Bros matchup here, as we are down to 3 stocks to 2. KIP doing a great job with that first one. Only 65% of their percentage built up, trying to get some extra credit on this first stock here as well. Novastar as well playing better here after that first stock went down, trying to avoid this hydrant, the forward air coming through as well. But Pac-Man being the character that they are, the recovery is quite insane.
Yeah, good stuff out of KIP to hold on to that stock and not let Novastar go too aggressive off stage. So now KIP still with an opportunity. And so far, Novastar, this second stock, doing significantly better playing around the space of KIP, playing around these hydrants and hitting them back toward the Pac-Man, not letting him camp out for too long. So the camping game returns. KIP still clinging to this stock for as long as possible, but has not been able to reestablish the game plan we saw before the break here, as now does find a bell and gets a combo of his own. Something I'm noticing as well, just a lot more of Pac-Man's options seem to beat this Sonic side B. A lot of nairs coming out from Pac-Man with that massive and long hitbox is knocking Sonic out of the side Bs, but that time Novastar does catch KIP off stage at a very high percent and he'll go down. But KIP still getting Novastar up to a significantly high percentage before losing his first.
Yeah, very high percentage indeed here. Great extra credit on that one. The Hydrant connects, but won't be able to find the kill. Bell in hand from Kip as well. Won't be able to find the connection on that one either. We'll farm up another one. Tossing that one up. We'll catch that one off of the Hydrant. Novastar dangerously high. We'll go for the key, but won't be able to find the connection yet again is Kip. But this is exactly what you want to see out of Kip right now. I mean, playing extremely, extremely well, shutting down Novastar's game plan.
Yeah, and Kip doing a great job of slowing the game down again. This is what we saw at the start of this matchup before the break. We said that Novastar seems to get pretty rattled when their game plan can't be established. But a couple times now we've seen Novastar be able to just kind of run through the Hydrant. That's been interesting to see, but yeah, little things like that, when Kip is just able to disrupt, when he's just able to be annoying, it seems to pay off. And now Sonic up to 167% now. Basically, any opportunity Kip can get should finish this one off.
Yeah, Novastar living as long as humanly possible with this one, trying to farm up some fruits as well. The Hydrant out of the way. Kip going for the down air, assuming that Novastar is going to try to find that scissor kick up in the air again, but unable to do so. The Hydrant will connect. One stock remaining for Novastar.
Yeah, nice little setup there out of Kip. He wanted the grab and didn't even need it as Novastar finds his way right into the Hydrant's path, steals the second stock again, but Novastar doing a great job of finding momentum back the other direction, building percentage up on Kip. This is what we saw the first time. Can Novastar even this out before Kip is able to build up the percentage he got the first time? We will see, but now 145% in off stage is certainly not where Pac-Man would like to be. Hydrant in place, goes away just in time, and now Kip with an opportunity to build up some percentage like we saw. This is what matters. This is the difference maker against great players like Novastar. All of these little hits now add up quite significantly because Kip has a whole extra stock to work with, and Novastar just struggling to close this one out.
Yeah, extra credit is huge right now for Kip. Almost 50% built up, trying to go for that forward air, but won't be able to connect. And Apple will connect. Good damage coming through on that one. Bell farmed up, but good shield coming through from Novastar, able to avoid that stun. Possibly could have even found a kill there with the side special, but maybe not enough percentage built up yet on that one. The grab coming through as well. Now there surely is enough percent if a Bell does connect. We'll just have to see what happens here. Kip doing a great job on the second stock.
Yeah, I really think we're seeing why SU wanted this matchup so badly and why it seemed like ODU was so afraid of it. Novastar just really struggling to close this out. The one stock he's taken was off stage, and he can't get a second one. Kip takes care of business. Out gorgeous. Bell set up, sending Sonic up to the platform, and a well-timed, well-placed up smash takes set number one for Shenandoah.
SU find the first series as now we jump into another overtime in game number 2. Tied up at 0 apiece. Bank Major back on the defensive side. Stevenson able to redirect that one off to the far corner. Let's see what SU have to do. They are in the corner. Zathan trying to read the movement that SU is going for. A clear off shot from the corner. Pagani able to find that one. SU take a 2-0 series lead above Stevenson.
What a tight window. A great shot out of Pagani. Bank Major just pixels away from saving that one, and a very different story from game 1 to game 2 in Rocket League. But SU coming out on top 2 times in a row. SU unfortunately dropping that map in Overwatch as well. So that brings us, that brings you all to the arena. Welcome back. Wow, I need a minute to breathe. How exciting was that? It's Kip finishing off Novastar in a head-to-head, even 1v1, 3 stocks, and coming out with 2 still in hand. Kip looking absolutely unconscious against this Sonic, and Rocket League taking care of business now of 2-0 in their series. Good Lord, that was an awesome 60 seconds.
Yeah, that I am juice. I mean, the excitement from what Kip was able to do against Novastar is unbelievable, right? I mean, they looked, was that who?
Kip just took a jumper.
Hey, I like it. Why not toss it up there? See if
Hold
you
up
hit it.
from half
And
court.
well, I will be glad to say that, yeah, you hit it, man.
Yeah, I would say
Half-court
so.
pull up, 2 stocks left there against Nova Star. A great showing in that first series for SU Smash. And then on the flip side of things as well, we see the Rocket League side of things in a very close game 2 in that overtime, excuse me, able to come out on top. And then Overwatch, unfortunately, falling in that first map to Marietta, down 1-0 in that first to 3 series.
Okay, so let's get back into the action as we await the other games to start. Overwatch and Smash having longer breaks between games, so we'll take you full screen into game number 3 here. Stevenson with their backs against the wall, facing a negative record for the season, sitting at 3-3 before this series. Shenandoah just looking again to take care of business. Stakes pretty low for this SU squad, but certainly not looking to hand games away, as Kiazi gets a gorgeous shot there from a nice setup out of Pagani, but can't find pay dirt, and we have now eclipsed 30 seconds into the game as now both of these teams establish their rhythms.
Yeah, we see cross after cross coming through from SU, Kiazi, Pagani. Mango now with a shot on goal. Will be able to get back in time. Is time with a beautiful save. Now Zathan back on the offensive side. Pagani able to meet that one. Win out on the 50-50, finding that clear. But Mango unbelievably close to finding the lead. And now it's shots, crosses coming through from Stevenson as well, unable to connect.
Man, the ball velocity, it feels like it's been maxed for the last 15 seconds. The ball is flying across the field in both directions as finally we slow down a bit and Mango with an opportunity to dribble, but with no boost, Bank Major takes quick care of that situation. But exciting stuff now as Kiazi gets a good shot, but well defended by Zathan. The ball creeps out of the net and SU leaves empty-handed. Mango going up again, but running out of boost once again. Cannot finish the play, and now the ball bounces dead into the corner.
Mango now, Pagani, the rest of SU back on the defensive rotation. Pagani does get demoed, but Mango is able to push that one back towards midfield. Pagani back on respawn time, meeting that clear across, coming through a bank off of that corner. Stevenson finding themselves with a bit more control, but sometimes that's not what you are looking for as Mango goes for that goal. Well, of course, that is what you're looking for, but sometimes it doesn't go your way with the triple commit. SU trying to now capitalize on that one, but now with the reset coming through, Stevenson locking down on the defensive side.
Low-scoring games here between these two teams. A final score of 2-1 in Game 1 and a final score of 1-0 in Game number 2. Game number 2 also going to overtime at 0-0, so a bit of deja vu here. I know we didn't get to watch Game 2, but an awkward pinch there launches the ball straight at SU's net, and just like that, the deja vu evaporates. Stevenson pulling up 1-0 in Game number 3 here.
Now it's Pagani up in the air trying to meet that one midfield to go for that 50-50, but just unable to get there in time. Stevenson find the angle, find the opportunity to capitalize, and well, they found it. 1-0 lead here halfway through game number 3. Zathan trying to do a little pass to themselves. Time now will have the follow-up. 2-0 now for Stevenson in game number 3, trying to bring back that reverse sweep.
Yeah, good team play there. A couple opportunities for Stevenson, and time able to punch the last one in as the other two players ran out of boost, ran out of time, ran out of options. Last line, a full commit for Stevenson, and it pays off for them. So a 2-goal deficit now for SU, the largest we've seen in this series so far. A hole to climb out of with 2 minutes to do it, and now a bit of a breakaway, but both players now overshooting the ball. Kiazi with a great save, disrupting the play and letting Mango and Pagani get back to the defense back in front of their goal, as now Pagani looks to take it the distance, makes one man miss, but does get demoed. Bank Major taking care of that situation, and we stall back into the corner as the ball falls in front of the net, but Zathan not letting that get any more dangerous than it already was.
Yeah, time now with yet another demo. Pagani, a target on their back, it seems, in this game. A pass down to Zathan, an open net, but won't be able to connect. Mango was back in time as well to find a potential save if needed. Time winning out on that 50-50, but Pagani back on time in that far post. Bank Major trying to find a cross, won't be able to do so. Zathan, however, with a shot, goes just wide. Now Bank Major trying to cross it back and forth to corner, but unable to connect with anyone just yet, as it's Kiazi now with the breakaway, but won't be able to find an angle, as we just got word that our Overwatch will be going to Kings Row here in map number 2.
Yeah, we'll take you into that game as soon as it starts, but a gorgeous shot off the ceiling. Kiazi able to tap that one in a pinch straight up top. Time unable to get it out of the net, and a nice play from SU strikes and brings it within 1 with 1 minute left to play. 1 goal deficit still in favor of Stevenson.
Yeah, Stevenson now, the pillow is no longer there. There's no cushion to work with. Pagani back on that offensive side going for a potential flip reset as now we hop into, we hop into the double box. Smash Bros. Willie is starting into Novastar, into this Sonic. We will have to see how this goes. Terry, the selection coming through from Willie as well. 30 seconds left here in this Overwatch matchup. Let's see if Stevenson can stay, or excuse me, this Rocket League matchup. Let's see if they can stay alive. There's so many games going on. I'm getting confused.
It's crazy in this arena, but SU looking to punch their ticket at least to an overtime, but Mango can't get that one out of the way and taps it into his own goal. A desperation effort, but it falls Stevenson's way, and now with a 2-goal lead, you have to think that they can secure this one and put it on ice. We'll take you back to the left side of the screen here. Willie going down to start the series. Massive mental games going on between these two teams. You have to think that Terry probably came out thinking that neither Snake or Sonic would start, but ODU massively changing up the game and sending Novastar out first. So aggressive call out that so far has worked out well for them. Stevenson taking care of business in game number 3 and extending that series as we move down to another double box. SU loading into Kings Row, but again, the storyline right now, Terry still not able to find that stock. A kill spark on the power dunk, not finding kills here today. The go meter on the line means that this Terry is very dangerous, but it's going to be so hard to catch this Sonic with any of those moves.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic's just so unbelievably fast. We'll be able to find the side special as well. That's 2 stocks down against Willie's Terry Novastar. A great opening here from ODU. Let's see if Willie can close off at least 1 stock and possibly get a little bit more. The dash attack will be able to find 1, 32% built up onto Willie's final stock.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup for Terry. I guarantee if SU knew that this Sonic was coming out, this would not have been the decision, but a very smart move from ODU. It seems to be paying off for them. It's going to take a heck of a run from Willie to get some credit back, maybe find another stock at least to keep SU in this one in the long term, as now the percentage starts to build up and we have Sonic on the back foot. A good place to be as Sonic, oh man, forced to recover from max distance. Terry unable to find the down tilts on the ledge there, so Sonic returns back to the stage and percentages even out, but with a full stock lead in favor of Novastar, this is getting a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, Willie now, the side special coming through from Sonic, just trying to find that kill. Novastar unable to connect with that one. The go meter now up and available for this. Terry will be able to find that last and final stock. Willie off the board. Novastar only losing 1.
Yeah, very tough situation there for SU Smash. A massive mix-up from both teams, and the call-outs fall in favor of ODU. So we'll take you back to Overwatch. Marietta with a series lead 1-0, and SU on defense here as Marietta looks to secure this first point on Kings Row and pull out that car and start pushing it.
Yeah, Flames now off of that Reaper as well. We'll be piloting the Ash here instead, trying to go for a little bit more of a hit scan approach as Portal Runner and Bean the Hunt is running through the team thus far. J-Rooted, Clabula, Flames all falling down. Most likely going to be the full cap to come through. Rangermer still alive, has the Terra Surge up and available, but would not recommend using that one. It would only buy you some time, as now here comes the full cap on this hybrid escort push to come through. 4:10 to go here in this game. Well, at least that's the amount of time they have to reach this second checkpoint, as you can see in that upper middle bar.
Yeah, 4 ultimates basically up, basically 5 for Marietta here as the goals. Wow, we take a look into game 4. We heard a lot of chaos, a lot of noise behind us, and now we know why. We take a look at game 4 for Rocket League, and SU up 3-0 in under 50 seconds. They have taken complete control of this one.
Yeah, Terracer is coming through as well from Ranger, unable to find one. The Kiriko does go down on the side of Marietta. Flames able to find one as well. Being the Hun goes down. The Ramatra out of the way. Genji does have the Dragon Blade up and available to Ops. Not to use it. Looks like it's going to be a reset to come through from Marietta, or rather not pushing the aggression instead, as now we approach our triple box. Another shot coming through from Pagani, able to find yet another one. 4-0 here in game number 4 for SU Rocket League.
Yeah, Rocket League getting real loud up on stage. They can feel it. They know that this game is going to be nearly impossible for Stevenson to come back from, especially with the trends we've seen throughout this series. Low-scoring games, the one breakaway. SU pulls up 4. Tall order for Stevenson, but up at the top of your screen, that matchup that we just watched go in favor of Kip. We get a rematch, same stage, same characters. Novastar with one less stock to work with after taking business into his own hands against Willie. Now Kip looking to even the playing field, and does so very nicely through one stock.
Meanwhile, in Rocket League, Stevenson is able to find their way on the board here. Zathan able to find that goal, but might not last long. Pagani trying to find an angle, but will bounce off of that post. Meanwhile, as well, in the Rocket League side of things, Marietta pushing so unbelievably strong here already at that first point. Only a little bit to go. 2 turns left for Marietta to find a full cap. Genji dangerously low, but will be able to get back in time, or so I thought. Tiny Shiny instead able to clean up that stock.
Yeah, Tiny Shiny making her presence felt in a massive return to this lineup. Meanwhile, Shenandoah keeps the goals coming. It's raining in Rocket League, and Stevenson's getting awfully wet, as now the goal deficit increases to 4. Stevenson with the series on the line in their last game of the regular season, really on the back foot. We take a look back up top. Kip now up to 113%, but even percentages with this Sonic as well, both now getting dangerously close to death, and this matters a lot. Can Novastar take a stock? He can, taking one off Kip, but now up to 100%. You have to think that Kip with a even small opportunity could take care of business, especially with how we've seen this matchup go so far.
Yeah, looking back down into the Overwatch matchup as well, I mean, you can see Marietta the push continuing over halfway through that last little corridor in that map of Kings Row. Side special coming out from Kip there, just trying to get a read, but won't be able to connect with that one. Overwatch, or excuse me, Rocket League as well, cresting the halfway mark in game number 4. Shenandoah holding on to a commanding 5-1 lead so far. So it looks like that one might be done, and does the side smash coming through as well from Novastar, able to clean up yet another stock off of Kip.
Yeah, Novastar putting in a heck of an effort here, now up to 120%, looking to just find one stock off Kip, ends up with 2, and still time to find another one, as Kip just looking to put this one away. Another hydrant setup goes for the grab, it will not connect. Novastar was ready for that one, but the neutral B goes wide. Kip's ready with a grab, the bell comes out, will not land, as Sonic now keeps running away. the stall game, man, a serious mental game there, but still, Novastar clinging to life, now up to 157%. A goal now also in the Rocket League game in favor of Stevenson. So 90 seconds to work with for them. And we'll take a quick peek into the bottom right as well. Marietta pushing the cart very close to their final checkpoint. We'll keep an eye on that. But the headline right now, Kip up on the top, taking care of business, knocking Novastar out, but not without encountering some trouble along the way. Novastar taking 5 stocks before going down.
Stevenson able to bring them back within 3, but Mango brings it then now within 4. A good goal coming through from the captain. 6 goals scored. A full cap did come through from Marietta on the Overwatch side of things as well. So if SU want to avoid having to have a reverse sweep, they will have to find a full cap of their own and outpush them here in the Overwatch, or the, oh, never mind. They have not gone all the way just yet. I thought they did. We just went into the full screen instead. It's a very close brawl coming through. Rangermer going down, Flames as well. Clabula on the Lucio going down as well. That might have just done it. We'll see if Tiny Shiny can get back to the payload for the time being. Yes, they can, as now we have 1 minute left in the Rocket League matchup here.
Yeah, Rocket League under a minute left. We do see the full cap in Overwatch, so yes, SU will swap sides. Another goal for Stevenson, the highest scoring game in this series by far, but still not falling Stevenson's way, as still 3 goals separate these two teams. 45 seconds to work with. Time is not on Stevenson's side, even though the player names might look otherwise.
Yeah, 6-3 is the scoreline. 40 seconds to go here in game number 4. Does not look likely that Stevenson will be able to find an angle back into this one. But hey, we've seen crazier things. A shot on goal from Zathan. Pagani there, able to save that one. Across coming through from Time. It was Bank Major as well in position trying to find the cross, but instead Shenandoah are going to maintain possession of the ball. 20 seconds remaining now. Zathan trying to get aggressive, but possibly bumped there by Bank Major, unable to find the touch that they were looking for.
Yeah, SU 10 seconds away from a 1-loss regular season as Stevenson looks to find any extra credit they can find, but it looks like they won't be able to do it. 0s on the clock, and the ball will fall dead. SU takes care of business. The players could not be happier as we now go full screen back into Overwatch, the only active game we have on now.
Now we have Ash now coming through from Flames yet again. They have to find the full cap here against Marietta, but we'll see if they can do just that. The tried and true kind of roster that we've seen throughout the semester coming through from SU. The Orisa, the Juno, Kiriko as well, along with Tiny Shiny's Tracer being that pest in the backside, trying to find Juggernaut, the Kiriko, but unable to do so. It's Portal Runner instead. The tanks, the supports, everyone on the side of Marietta finding a full team kill to open up this defense.
Yeah, very red kill feed to start this one off. Not what you'd like to see if you are SU, but still time to work with. They do have the full 3 minutes to cap this point. This is not an overtime just yet, but the more time they take to cap this point, the less time they'll have to work with on the escort. So all of it matters. Each one of these fights will start to rack up, but now we load in to our next Smash Bros matchup. Kip will have to take on Angel Eyes here, as now ODU with a 2-stock lead and an aggressive call out to send Nova Star out first massively pays off, and SU is going to have to really dig deep to claw out of this one.
That's going to be Angel Eyes the Snake, like you say. Kind of what we expected to come through after we saw Nova Star come out first. Willie getting cleaned up with that one, as now we see the Overwatch side of things as well continue to kick off. Flames swapping back over to the Reaper. Clabula now off the Kiriko onto the Brig instead, trying to add a little bit more survivability, but Kip right now also struggling on the Smash Bros side of things. 74% to the 33% built up on Angel Eyes.
Yeah, you'd really love to see Kip walk away with at least one to try and mitigate the damage that ODU has already done, but so far leaning Snake's way as Kip does finally find some momentum, find some damage of his own. Snake will just rack up percentages on both players over time. The longer this goes on, the worse for Kip. But again, the bar has been set. If he can get one, that would be huge for Shenandoah.
Oh, the bell does connect up smash, unable to do the damage that Kip was looking for to clean up that stock. Both players now in dangerous positions here. Bell in hand. Angel Eyes trying to play with space, try to buy as much time as they can for a grenade, a C4 placement to connect the Bell up in the air yet again, but won't be able to find the kill. The dash attack unable to do it as well. As we look over to the Overwatch side of things, it's the Sojourn now. OP Knees able to clean house against SU. 4 members down. Clabiola to follow as well. A very, very strong defense, approaching only 1 minute to go here for SU to try to find this cap.
Oh, wow, a great footstool to send Kip down into center stage where a C4 was waiting. Kip was doing a great job holding on to that stock and bringing the percentage all the way back, but can't quite finish it. So now a full player lead, a full 3-stock lead in favor of ODU. Is going to be a real tough ask for SU.
Yeah, Jay Rudy opting not to go with the Orbital Ray there as well. Tiny Shiny dangerously low with the Genji. Ranger will fall, has the Terror Surge up and available, but you look on the side of Marietta, it's so hard to find the backline that you're unable to find any sort of access. The sustain coming through the Kitsune, also coming through from Juggernaut on the Kiriko on the side of Marietta, keep doing so much work in that fight as now we approach the final 10 seconds here to find this point, this control point of this hybrid. Is Portal Runner in the backside trying to build up as much percent on the ultimate as possible, but OP Knees instead is going to take care of things themselves. Clabiola Ranger going down as well. Flames going in with the Death Blossom, only able to find one. Juggernaut shutting that one down quickly. It's going to be a full team kill and a Marietta win on map number 2.
Yeah, impressive showing out of Marietta. Once again, the full cap on offense and a complete lockdown on defense. SU really struggling to get anything going so far on the day, but it's going to take it now. It's going to take a reverse sweep and massive changes to change this narrative, change this momentum that Marietta has going for them.
Yeah, I mean, a great start coming through from the Marietta side of things. Some plain faces on the side of SU as well as they rack their brains of what can we fix? What do we have to do to get back into this series? We'll see if they can change it up, as when you think of the Smash Bros side of things now, again, we're 3 stocks down, right? Kip is out of the way, was unable to secure one of the stocks on that snake, and I believe it was Willie to start things off as well. So Kip and Willie gone far. Rhombus, Igloo, the only 2 left standing on the SU roster. So we'll have to see who can get through this snake and if SU can go on a run here late.
Yeah, if you're ODU, you can't help but feel great about the position you're in right now. Based strictly off set 1, the 2 biggest stock-taking threats on SU were Kip and Willie, and now both of them are behind you and you have a stock lead. It doesn't get much better than that for ODU, and now they will probably just look to finish it off here and weather the storm however they can with their stock advantage. Snake is a nightmare matchup for both of the remaining SU players, so you have to think that, again, this one would be really hard for SU to come out of, but far from impossible. So I'm curious who SU sends in next. If I'm looking behind me, it looks like it is Igloo. The biggest question is, do we see the Samus? I doubt it, but it's on the table to try to match the range game. The weird thing about Snake is that it's like kind of a range game. It's not a projectile game.
Right.
And I don't know that Samus would really thrive much better than the Yoshi, but it does look like we are seeing that Yoshi will be the answer for SU. So Igloo with a pretty tall hill to climb and matching up directly into Angel Eyes. 3 stocks to 3 stocks.
Yeah, and this is kind of what they were looking for early on as well, with Yoshi, Igloo going in that first series as well, just trying to find that match into this snake. So we'll have to see what happens. Might be a little bit of a button check here instead coming through from Igloo, so we'll have to see if that is what this is or if they are going to begin, question mark. They are not entirely sure what is going on right now. I'd assume this would be a button check. Yes, it is, as we'll hop back to us. Hello, we've gone nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if that was part of the plan. It looks like this button check is still going, so maybe a bit of a question mark coming into the game, seeing if the everything is going well. I don't know, but we'll take you into game once we get into game. So that stock you just watched, it certainly seems was not real. Stocks are still 3 up in favor of ODU, as I certainly think that decision is still binding. We will still see Igloo go in, but I'm curious to hear what's going on with the players.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see what happens. It looks like there's a little bit of a huddle going on behind us, trying to figure out what might be going on. Not sure what it may be, but it looks like it might be a controller issue, possibly, is what I just heard.
I heard a lot of words. I'm not going to say anything because I don't know for sure what's going on, and I don't know the rules. But yeah, maybe a bit more going on than what we thought. It sounds like that might not have been a button check. We will see. We'll let you know as soon as we know, but you know as much as we know currently. So, yeah, we'll get into that when we can. We'll give updates where we can, but we'll move back to Overwatch for now, where we know what's going on, at least. SU struggling to find much momentum against Marietta 2, it would seem, Marietta's backup team from what we assume in their NECC bracket. A bit more important of a game than the one we saw earlier, so SU with their backs against the wall have a bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, they have to find a full reverse sweep if they want to stay in the runnings here against Marietta, and that is a tall ask considering the last two maps seem very Marietta favored, right? They were unable to find a tick on the side of things on that Kings Row push attempt. They got full capped on Kings Row on their defense, and then I believe went 2-0 down in that control map on Lijiang as well to start things off. So not what they were looking for early on, but we'll see if they have a reset in mind, if they know what they have to fix, and if they can execute that here to find a reverse sweep here against Marietta. But we will just have to wait and see.
Yeah, through 2 series, I don't believe we've seen SU take a game just yet. So it's going to have to start now, right? You said it. It's going to take a reverse sweep. And again, a bit of a more important game. SU is in closer contention under NECC than they are in NACE. So we'll see how that goes. We'll let you know that map pick, and we'll take you into game as soon as we know. I do want to give an update on Smash as well. It looks like we're loading back in, and we will play that out like it didn't happen. So maybe it was a button check. Not sure what happened, but we can move past that. Angel Eyes with 3 stocks to work with, and Igloo with a, like I said, tall hill to climb, just looking to build or at least claw out of this hole for SU.
Now 102 already built up on to this, going for the down air as well, just trying to read a fast fall from the Snake, but unable to find a spike coming through, connects on the nade, but no recovery available from Angel Eyes. That's 1 stock down in favor of SU, only 81% built up on the side of Igloo, who is going crazy, might I say. Absolutely pushing the aggression onto Angel Eyes.
Yeah, so that was interesting. I forget the name of Snake's upbeat, but that thing, that like halo thing that comes out on top of him, if you hit it hard enough, it just breaks. And Snake is out of recovery options, but that up tilt, man, kills so early, and so Igloo does lose that first stock, but Igloo has been in quite a flow state to start this. Percentages trading a lot of explosives, a lot of, again, trades percentage-wise, but Igloo looks very comfortable, at least as comfortable as you can be into a Snake.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the bombs going off left and right, the nades getting placed exactly where Igloo is trying to find the angles, right? A good parry coming through as well from Angel Eyes. The eggs getting tossed out, but already finding themselves at 131% on the second stock for Angel Eyes as well. Back air connects and will be able to find the kill. Angel Eyes now down to 1 stock.
Yeah, that honestly surprises me. We've seen this Snake live so much. We saw him survive 2 power dunks and multiple things at upwards of 150%, but that time the back air is enough. So Igloo, again, just softening the load for SU, trying to get as much work done for him and Far Rhombus to try and finish the job, but a well-placed Nikita missile won't quite land. That thing can be so overwhelming, but a nice egg there to break up that game plan, and now Igloo goes for it all. Very smart, very aggressive decision-making out of Igloo, and it's been paying off so far.
Yeah, 85% built up on this final stock. The up air is now coming through. Does go for it all, but won't be able to find the connection. Back air, however, will connect. 145 now built up on the dinosaur, but let's see if Angel Eyes can find the angle. That side air will come through. We'll be able to jump up,
that
but
hitbox.
wow, yeah, a massive hitbox indeed, able to connect and find that stock onto Igloo.
Yeah, those Nikita missiles are so oppressive, and wow, an up smash just doesn't kill him. Snake is a strangely heavy character, now up to 150%, recovering high, raining bombs down, but still, Igloo takes care of business, does win the 1v1 head-to-head, and honestly, I mean, good information for SU, knowing that the Yoshi can go toe-to-toe with Snake and come out on top pretty comfortably, but given the circumstances, still not where you'd like to be if you're SU.
Yeah, now we have to look at who is left in this lineup. We saw the Ryu and we saw the Byleth. Both very strong, very capable players of putting this one away, but I mean, Igloo did a great job at finding some ground, getting that Snake out of the way, only leaving these two players as well. I mean, if Igloo plays the way he just did, he could probably go on a little bit of a run, find one more, maybe two more stocks to try to set up for Rhombus with a good situation.
Yeah, 6 stocks to 4 stocks. That's the scoreline. That's all that matters at this point. Again, Igloo presumably just looking to lighten the load that Rhombus now has on his shoulders, right? This is going to be tough for a Jiggly. This is a heck of a gauntlet for a Jigglypuff to go through. A very good Byleth and a very good Ryu player. So we will see, but that, again, I want to point out, that's great intel for SU. Knowing that matchup just went how it did was very impressive, and again, Igloo making a ton of really aggressive decisions that maybe were based on the circumstances, or maybe, it's hard to say, but ultimately they paid off that time around, and it's good to know that if this series goes to 3, that matchup looked pretty Igloo favored, where I would not have said that otherwise.
Yeah, no, it does look good to know that there is some kind of matchup here for the Snake with Igloo and Novastar into Kip, right? We know that these two players can go into a 3-stock situation and come out with a victory over the top 2 players on the side of ODU. We'll have to see if we have to go to this Series 3. I mean, it's not over yet. Granted, there is some momentum in the side of SU, so maybe it will end here, but we'll have to see what happens in the grand scheme of things, because there are still some very, very tough Smash Bros to come.
Yeah, it really seems like the game plan for SU is in front of us. Igloo likes the Snake matchup. Kip likes the Sonic matchup. Willie certainly seemed to like that Ryu matchup. And so whether Rhombus liked the I don't even know if Rhombus played against Byleth.
No,
because Byleth came out first. But the point is, like, those 3 things seem to be SU's avenues to success, and it's just going to be a matter. Again, we're speaking hypothetically. If this goes to set 3, it's going to be, can SU get those matchups? Can you predict the order that ODU is going to go in? Because I'm sure ODU is in a similar situation as well. There's certain matchups they like, and that's the mental battle of crew battles, right? We can sit here and talk about that all day, but at the end of the day, it is just one heck of a prediction pretty much at the start. As soon as you announce your first players, that can really dictate the rest of the set. But all that pretty elevated, pretty hypothetical still, as we are still deep into set 2. SU absolutely still in it, but in a hole for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be heroics coming through from Igloo and Rhombus. We know that these players can do it, right? These are very capable players, so we'll have to see what happens, but I don't know. It's just so close. It'll be very dependent, I think, on what this next matchup looks like if Igloo is able to take off a couple stocks.
Yeah, Igloo does have a massive opportunity here to really, I mean, I keep saying soften the load, lighten the load for Rhombus to at least hopefully have an even matchup to work with, but it would take a lot, and I'm very curious who ODU sends in here. I'm not sure that I like Ryu or Byleth more than the other. I think they're both probably just going to be pretty even into this Yoshi, but the Ryu specifically we know has a very unique playstyle. We didn't get to see much of it because Willie looked so overwhelmingly comfortable and oppressive the last time we saw this Ryu come out, but we know that this player as a whole really likes to sit back and throw projectiles, but we won't see that just yet as Igloo now has to take on the Byleth. The matchup that we saw start set number 1, we get a rematch, and while that one went 2 for 3 in favor of SU, now Igloo only with 1 stock to work with, you have to think that this one won't look the same.
Yeah, we already see Fish getting the first touch here. A lot of eggs coming out, a lot of projectiles from Igloo to start things off, playing this a lot slower than the Snake matchup, but Fish right now looking super calm and collected, very comfortable in this matchup. The down air, the forward air there will connect with a few jabs. I mean, Igloo going for it all there as well, going for the forward air, but won't be able to connect on that one. 82% already built up on this final stock.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of that type of gameplay out of Igloo because we know that there's little to nothing to lose, right? The backs are already against the wall. You're going to have to go off stage and try to steal a stock with a spike like that. Igloo is absolutely looking for all of them, but so far, none of them landing. But, I mean, if you can even find one of those, that's really going to help the situation here.
So, yeah, 98% now built up, going for yet another one. A down smash coming through as well. Not something that we often see come out of Igloo, but we'll have to see if they can get it done.
Yeah, so a great down smash there. The down B is that big jump, and it shatters shields. So that was a heck of a call out of Igloo, noticing that Fish really likes to shield when in close proximity to Igloo, but we'll see if that one comes out again. It didn't work out that time, but again, Igloo actually finding a lot of success here and there, but did take a lot of percentage along the way. So it's going to take a lot again here to find whatever he can. A little drag down there Igloo falls out of. So living to fight another day and just avoiding those kill moves. But Violet does have so many of them that it's hard to avoid all of those hitboxes.
Yeah, Igloo still doing a great job at connecting with these ones. The back air coming through won't be able to connect from Fish, but Igloo's will. The egg as well connects the dash, but the recovery is there. Again, another forward air connecting. Oh, Igloo trying to go for it all yet again, looking very, very good on this final stock.
Yeah, man, this feels like a whole different Igloo that we just don't see here, but I think it needs to come out. It's smart gameplay, and it's been working out. It hasn't found the success that he's hoping for, but it certainly hasn't backfired yet, and it's been nice to see. It's been very impressive for these players to deal with, but a well-timed neutral B, a bullet from center stage will finish that one off. Those arrows hit very hard and launch Igloo into the blast zone. So the task is laid out in front of us. Farambus with 5 stocks ahead of him if SU is to walk out with a 2-0 here.
Yeah, Farambus has to come up huge and find 5 stocks all by themselves. Let's see what the Jigglypuff can do as now we look back into Overwatch 2. Marietta very, very strong already on this push map, this third map, Coliseo, the map that we find ourselves on. SU, Ranger McClabula already going down. Clabula very close to that Nano. Flames now has the Death Blossom up and available as well, but they will be able to win out on the fight with not many ultimates used. Good stuff, and let's see the push now. How far can SU get as Marietta got 55 meters on the robot?
Yeah, good showing out of SU in that last fight, but ultimates really starting to rack up for both sides here as 2 ultimates up for SU, 1 up, but many coming for Marietta. So we'll see as many of them come out here as the Dragon Blade comes out and the sleep goes wide. Purple onto the Genji at least before going down, but Marietta's Genji goes absolutely wicked in the backline. 4 dead, count it, make it 5 for SU. Marietta takes control of the robot, and what looked like a good opportunity for SU is snuffed out fast.
And that was 1 ultimate used. Portal Runner, the only one on Marietta that used their ultimate, the Dragon Blade, finding 3. Both of those backline. The Sleep Dart was coming through as well, but just went a little bit wide to the right-hand side of the Genji. However, Flames able to find one. The Blizzard coming down as well. We'll be able to find another. The Ramatra is out of the way, and it looks like the Kiriko will follow. Juggernaut is down. A good retake of this robot from SU as they now try to approach back, run this bot all the way back to their wall, and push past the 60 meters now that Marietta finds themselves with.
Yeah, Blizzard used by Tiny Shiny and the Nano put onto the Mei, so 2 ultimates committed from SU, resources going down, but still 2 up, and Flames cresting the halfway point on his, now approaching 70 as an ultimate comes out for OP Knees here on this Sojourn. Does catch Rain Dreamer and knocks her down. A well-timed right click there, shoots Tiny Shiny down to spawn. So numbers in favor of Marietta as now SU just looks to buy time. Flames teleporting into the fight, just trying to get out. He goes invincible, and now again just buying time, can get healed, and he is. So Genji doing a good job of not overextending. Flames just still trying to get out, but at this point is just sort of feeding ultimate into Marietta, as now finally SU with a great wall. Tiny Shiny catches a couple members of Marietta on the wrong side. Portal Runner very low, but does get out alive and kills Flames on the way out. OP Knees finds 2 of his own. J. Rudy goes down though, so numbers in favor of Marietta. What looked like such a strong start to that fight with a great Maywall out of Tiny Shiny still goes Marietta's way.
Yeah, Lunar on the side of Marietta as well. The Orbital Ray coming down, doing so much work for them in that fight. The heals, the sustain coming through as now we go into the double box. It's Varambis, the last man standing on the Smash Bros side of things to secure a 2-0 lead. Fish, 2 stocks remaining, on the Byleth. Let's see what they can get done.
Yeah, you're going to have to see a pretty slow game here out of Varambis, and oh wow, a very aggressive move going for the sleep on the top platform. It gets shielded and confirmed into an up B combo. Jigglypuff so light that a sour spot down air can kill off the top. So Varambis getting aggressive, and rightfully so. Backs against the wall. It's going to take drastic moves like that, but that one cannot find success. So Fish with a lead already, finding the first stock. Varambis goes off stage and does confirm that one. Violet can't make it back, so at least step number 1 for SU down and out.
Now on the side of Overwatch as well, Marietta, Tiny Shiny tossing down the Blizzard. Bean the Hun running away, but will go down. The Dragon Blade on the backside as well, able to find 2. Claviella and J. Rudy both falling. The supports out of the way. Tiny Shiny going into the Icicle, but won't be able to survive for much longer. It's OP Knees able to finish that one off. Marietta continuing their powerful push. Ranger does have the Terra Surge up and available, but we'll have to see if Flames can survive. The answer is no. Marietta pushing strong.
Yeah, we'll take you back into Smash as Varambis is approaching dangerous percentages. Fish doing a great job of protecting the ledge and recovering against a Jigglypuff, which is one of the hardest things to do against a Jigglypuff. So Fish finding success, but with only 1 stock left, Varambis does have an opportunity to wipe this 100% off with a kill. It's probably going to take, oh wow, an off-stage carry, but an unfortunate dropped shield from Varambis. That down smash hits so hard, and again, Jigglypuff just so light. Now finally does get that last stock off Byleth, but with 1 stock to work with, not out of it, Shenandoah still will see the last player for ODU.
Ranger were trying to stay alive as long as possible, but OP Knees able to finish that one off, sliding into Claviella as well. Portal Runner able to finish the job there. 3 down on the side of SU. Marietta, 5 strong members. Portal Runner as well, ticking closer and closer to the Dragon Blade. Ben the Hun, Juggernaut, Lunar, all with their ultimates up and available. 3 ready on the side of SU as well. Notably, the Orisa, Terra Surge, and Death Blossom combination. Let's see if they can get it pulled off. A good wall coming through. Juggernaut goes down. Flames will find 1 with the Death Blossom. Now finding themselves on the back end. Will the Dire Triggers able to secure the job? Yes, they will. OP Knees will go down. 2 members on the side of SU will fall, but it's a 1 fight right now for Marietta. Or, excuse me, for SCU. The Sleep Dart coming through as well onto Ben the Hun will find them falling. SU holding on, but man, with 2 minutes to go, there's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, 2 for 5 trade there in favor of SU, but look at the ultimates. SU will probably not have much, if anything, to work with on this last stand here before Marietta has an opportunity to push that all the way. And with 3 ultimates, almost 4 for Marietta, keep an eye on this Dragon Blade as it does come out. Portal Runner looking for more, does reflect 1 and finds 2 before going down. Jay Rudy ultimately taking him out, but not before the damage was already done. Marietta finds a full team wipe just like that, and with only expending 1 ultimate. Deja vu once again for SU, but still alive, not over yet.
Yeah, Portal Runner only ultimate used, able to find 2 on the backside with that Dragon Blade. 1 minute left to go. Clabiella has the Nano, Tiny Shiny has the Blizzard as well. The Annihilation is up and available, however, on Bean the Hun. The Ramatra has that one. The Overclock is popped on the side of OP Knees as we split back into our double box. OP Knees for now has not found any value, but the Annihilation will. Rangermer, Tiny Shiny fall. The fight continuing as we look back over to the Smash side of things.
Yep, backs against the wall and the world against him. Farambus with nothing to lose and 1 stock to work with. 3 stocks in his way. Voltaic Breeze on this Ryu. Can Farambus find a miracle here? It would be incredible, but we will take it 1 step at a time as the percentage so far pretty even. Ryu now finding a combo of his own, goes for Shoryuken, it goes wide and finds himself off stage. Now Ryu does have a decent recovery, nothing great, nothing terrible, so these offstage carries are in play, but he does catch Farambus with that down B, and now this series is tied. We will go to a 3rd set. Voltaic Breeze closing this one out, and SU now forced to dig deep into their bag of tricks as we come out for set number 3.
Yeah, we have to wait and see what is the solution, right? I mean, both of the first 2 series that we saw extremely close, and it looked like Farambus can go toe-to-toe with this Ryu as well, looking strong, but just unable to get through the super armor of that move. Just unfortunate call on that one. And on the other side of things, SU Overwatch going down 3-0 to Marietta on that push map, so that will be their second match done. They have 1 more left to go. So we'll see if they can bounce back yet again and come out with a 1-2 Friday for the Overwatch team.
Yeah, unfortunate break there for SU Overwatch, but you said it, they are not done for the day. They are only 2/3 of the way done through their day, and that one running a little bit long. That game, their next game should start at 9. I imagine Vanderbilt is hanging on tight, waiting for SU to finish that one up, but the final matchup for SU Overwatch will be Vanderbilt, and again, back to Smash, a big decision on their hands, because again, this decision in itself could absolutely decide the set. I hate to say that. There's so much Smash that is still left to be played, but if you expend one of your trump cards and waste it in a situation that is nightmarish for that player, that could be enough. And I think that's what we saw in set number 2. One of the 2, I said it when they got knocked out, the 2 biggest stock-taking threats were Willie and Kip, and they were both lost within 3 stocks for ODU. So a tough break there, and now I hate to call it like a coin flip. It's not, but there's no way. Yeah, there's no way to know who ODU is going to send in. There's no way to know who SU is going to send in, because none of these characters, none of these players on either side are dependent on going first or going last. They're all very fluid, and it's just a matter of who goes in first.
I wonder if the play is to put Farambus in first and save the 3 and just put in matchup after matchup then and see if they can go and see if Farambus can go on a run to start things off, right? If you match into the Sonic, yeah, that would stink, but now you can put Kip in, right? You can put Kip into that Sonic matchup and try to go on a run with that. And then if we get through the Sonic, we know who's next. So it'll be playing a little bit from behind, but I feel like that might be the strategy to go into this one to make sure that you can get those matchups that you're really looking for.
Yeah, I like that. I think that makes total sense. It's going to be tough because, yeah, you just never know if you might be throwing Jigglypuff into a nightmare matchup, but you never know if you're throwing any of these characters into a nightmare matchup, and what difference does it make if it's Jigglypuff or not. It's tough. I mean, I really don't know what the answer is, and that's for the guys behind us to decide, but boy, do we have quite a series on our hands.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expected this series to look like. We know ODU is 6-0. Right, they are very, very strong. We are 5-1 as well. This is a potential 3-way tiebreaker, a head-to-head tiebreaker to secure SU with a #1 seed. If they lose this one, the loser of this, I believe, will go into that 3rd seed as a result. So we'll have to wait and see where everything will land. But this is a massive, massive series, a massive match for both of these teams to try to secure that top spot.
Absolutely. A lot at stake, and we should be getting into it here soon. We can see the Overwatch players as well taking their break, refreshing, getting some water, refreshing their systems, resetting as best they can to try and walk out of here with a win. But so far, those really have not been going their way either.
Yeah, see if they can bounce back here against Vanderbilt, another very strong school in their own sense. We'll see if they can regroup, right? It has not been going their way for the most part. Of course, that first series, they were already eliminated out of contention, so they were just trying out some new things in that one. And then in that second series, they were trying to get back into the swing of things, but Marietta just proved to be too strong for them this evening, a clean 3-0 for them. So we'll have to see if Overwatch can bounce back. I mean, they looked like they were getting some angles and avenues correct and had the play there, but then Portal Runner just went crazy on the Genji in a lot of those fights with the Dragon Blade and was just able to get kill after kill, specifically in that back line, getting a lot of the supports out of the way on SU.
Yeah, a lot of the team play just seemed like it wasn't quite falling SU's way in a lot of those fights. They were, sort of breaking up front line to back line, and where their opponents would get penetration on the Genji or other characters would be exactly where it falls. You'd find flames in the back line of the other team, but I mean, what does it matter if your healers are dead? Just tough breaks out of SU Overwatch. We'll see if they're able to change their narrative. And it really does sound like, at least from what I know, and I'm far from an Overwatch player, as I'm sure many of you can probably tell from home, but it does seem like all of these recent changes have kind of favored this team, favored Shenandoah specifically, but so far, results not reflecting that, and we'll see if they're able to sort of change that narrative.
Yeah, a lot of the perks are pretty nice for what SU likes to run. Specifically, I like the Reaper perks a lot. I believe it's Soul Reaving and Dire Triggers are the two ones that Flames has been using. Dire Triggers can be used as a little bit of an execute. Soul Reaving as well, getting a little bit of extra health with dropping some orbs, much like the Overwatch 1 Reaper had before. Some more self-sustain, as well as over Orisa having some critical strikes to reduce the heat meter for the machine gun, as well as the charging spear, stuff like that. So some good stuff for Overwatch in terms of perks for this team. Let's see if they can bounce back here now.
Yeah, well, a lot of action still ahead of us as Shenandoah Varsity Smash Bros. Looks to bounce back against ODU in a game-deciding, group-deciding series here against Old Dominion. We are going to take a quick break, but we are not done for the day, so don't go anywhere. We will be back very soon.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
All right, plenty of action. We appreciate you bearing with us. We hope you got a quick break like we did, but the break did not last long, and the stakes are high as we load into set number 3 here between Shenandoah and Old Dominion, directly into game, and a massive call out once again by both teams here. An aggressive, extremely aggressive decision by Shenandoah to send out Kip first with the dream, the hopes that ODU would keep Novastar in that opening position, and here we are. Shenandoah gets the matchup they want, so now execution, the only thing left on the table. Kip just looking to take care of business as he has done 2 times so far in this series.
Yeah, well, side smash will connect. The recovery now coming through from Kip, able to make it back to the ledge. A very close first stock for both of these players. 70% build up onto Novastar, 115, and that will be able to find one. Kip down 1 stock for the time being, taking a little bit of breather there on the respawn platform, regaining, recomposing themselves. It's a very, very close series and a very, very close first match.
Yeah, totally fine so far out of Kip, as he does just look to reestablish the game plan that has worked so well through 2 sets. We'll see if he's able to claw back now. 93% and counting onto this Sonic, so a quick response here out of Kip, would do wonders as Sonic finds his way on to the near side of the hydrant. So Kip places another and finds his way back to safety, but not for long, as Novastar is doing a great job of disrupting the pace and finding his way around these hydrants, dealing with the projectiles, but Kip still absolutely in it and just looking to get this first stock off the board.
Yeah, Novastar, however, doing a great job trying to read that side B as well, or the B rather, from Novastar, unable to make connection. The scissor kick will connect. Kip now dangerously low on this second stock. Great extra credit coming through from Novastar for the time being. Let's see if Kip can get this first stock out of the way. Right now, Novastar looking super, super good.
Yeah, very, very good so far. Now, not much damage coming out for Kip, and it looks like maybe a misinput too. Nerves starting to kick in for both these players. Kip pulls out the key, does get some good damage there. It won't be enough. A second key comes out, but Novastar ready for that one, and the forward smash into the hydrant sends Kip to the blast zone. One more mental reset here as Kip comes down from the respawn platform. 120% separating Kip from this first stock off Sonic.
Yeah, trying to get that hydrant immediately off of that shield, but unable to find the connection. The melon will connect, but won't be able to find the kill either. 139% now built up onto this Sonic. I mean, it's so good thus far from Novastar, playing the space, not letting the hydrant get too much in the way of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, great execution so far from Novastar. Not much to say other than it's been exactly what he could have hoped for in what has been a nightmare matchup, catching the bell off the ledge and finding a stun the other direction. I mean, everything is clicking for Novastar right now, but as long as Kip has a stock, he's a threat. So Hydrant goes flying, and it does find its way home. First stock off the board, and now Kip can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that he's got one to work with.
Yeah, Kip now trying to find that down air as well. The side special will connect and find the stock. Novastar will survive with 2 stocks on this Sonic. It looked like they got what they wanted, but Novastar had the answer. SU, how do you respond?
Yeah, tough break there for SU. Kip does find 1 stock before going down, so credit where credit's due. That's every little thing counts. So we load back into Overwatch as SU runs out of Lijiang Tower in their 3rd game of the night, I assume, as our scoreboard looks a little deceptive, but this should be the matchup against Vanderbilt in NECC. There you go. Top of the screen is updated, so everything on your screen looking factual. This is map number 1 here on Lijiang Tower. Control as Shenandoah just looks to bounce back and find some momentum of their own on what has been a very long night.
I would see Threadkiller on the far trying to get as much damage dealt, but SU is able to find that first cap instead. Ranger now off of the Orisa onto the Ramattra, her favorite hero, if you were curious for the people at home. Ranger very, very familiar, very in love with Ramattra, this character. Tiny Shiny able to find one on the backside. Reality going down on that Junkrat as well. A lot of splash damage I'm seeing coming through from this Vanderbilt roster with the Pharah, with Reality on this Junkrat as well. Flames pushing the aggression as well. Threadkiller able to find 1 into the backline as well. Clabiella the first one to fall in the exchange. J. Rudy will follow suit. Threadkiller finding 2. Let's see what the Zarya, can do in this one. The Life Reaver able to keep them alive for the time being, but it looks like it's going to be a 1 fight for Vanderbilt and a recap.
Yeah, Vanderbilt playing very disjointed right now, and in a good way. They're occupying a lot of space. They're sending all of their players in different directions, and like you said, I think the splash damage is becoming overwhelming, coming in from so many directions. SU was doing a great job of locking down the point for a full 46% there, so a strong start for SU, but eventually they do go down, look to reset, and find their way in now. Tiny Shiny with a stick, but it does get shielded. I assume the Zarya was purple, so she will live and cancel out that ult. Reality then finds 2, 1 onto the tank, 1 onto a DPS, and SU goes crumbling into the night. What looked like such a great opening there from Tiny Shiny gets instantly prevented, and Vanderbilt holds strong and defend the point.
I mean, yeah, Tiny Shiny looked like they had the pulse bomb of all pulse bombs, but like you called out, the shield coming through from the Zarya, able to keep themselves alive. J. Rudy does have the orbital ray. The percentages are even, still ticking in favor of Vanderbilt. The Riptire is up and available, but Flames instead with the Death Blossom able to find 2, but both DPS off the board on the side of SU. J. Rudy popped the orbital ray as well. Clabiella trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Let's see if they can stall enough time for their DPS to return. The Annihilation is still up and available for Rain Dreamer as well, just trying to single out Threadkiller on this far, and it looks like the DPS has returned. Tiny Shiny blinking forward, trying to get some chip damage. Will be able to do so. Does have to use that recall to get out of harm's way, but Flames back as well, able to put some damage down as now we enter our double box. It's the Samus coming out from Igloo.
Again, aggressive decision after aggressive decision for SU, and that's what it's going to take. Igloo Samus making its first appearance of the night, saying that, yeah, Yoshi would have absolute nightmares trying to deal with a Sonic. So what do? You send charge shots at him, and Igloo takes 1 stock off Novastar. Very, very quick, light work of that one, and if he can maintain that, what a start for Igloo.
Yeah, the Samus already getting the value in. Novastar now trying to up the pace. We are on Final Destination. Will benefit Igloo here. No platforms for Novastar to work with a lot of these combinations. Forward air possible approach, but won't go for that one. Instead, just trying to call out a fast landing from Novastar. We'll be able to get that shield out in time. Great stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Igloo, taking it slow, patient, getting the grabs in as well wherever they can, and just waiting out the dashes from Novastar.
Yeah, and you made a great observation. We are on Final Destination, and I think that really favors Samus here. I mean, it favors both characters, but you see that Samus is going to find its value from these charge shots, disrupting the Sonic playstyle, and the charge shots are just very linear. Samus has these horizontal projectiles, whereas Sonic has to go through them. Sonic can jump very high, but ultimately he's got to approach you horizontally, and Novastar does find one off of Igloo, but not before Igloo finds significant percentage value, and with a heck of a read there on the roll, finds the back air off the tech situation, and Igloo walks out only behind one stock. And all right, I mean, Samus is out.
We now find ourselves in an overtime here in the Overwatch side of things, but it looks like this is going to be a one fight for SU. The tanks, the support's already down. Reality trying to get in there in time with the landmine, but unable to do so. First point here going Shenandoah's way, bouncing back after a devastating 3-0 against Marietta.
Yeah, we saw them get out of that game, and you saw Tiny Shiny lean forward and take a sigh of relief. It looks like they certainly fought their hearts out while we were watching Igloo fight his heart out, and both of those fall SU's way. So, heck of a result there for Shenandoah both games, but I have to credit this Igloo Samus going in and taking care of business against this demon of a Sonic player. And now you have to think, like, okay, one stock behind. Sure, the Pac-Man matchup didn't go how we wanted it to, but order doesn't really matter. This is no different than if Kip 3 stocks and then ODU responded. Like, we're back to a pretty even state, but the Samus is out, and I don't know how the Samus pairs into Snake. We saw that, well, I'll get into that later. We are back into Overwatch. We'll talk about that when we get there. So, Shenandoah loading into their second point here against Vanderbilt. We'll get into Smash when we get there.
Yeah, Ranger getting dangerously low, will fall. The fell from face. Orisa able to get that one. It was Thread Killer as well, finding the angle onto Flames as well. It's going to be a cap turnover in favor of Vanderbilt. SU was able to get that first cap, but only racking up about 8% there on the SU side of things. Clabiella getting poked out a little bit. Thread Killer threading the needle a little bit with some of these. Yeah, a little wordplay there. Pretty cool, right? Tiny Shiny, though, taking a rocket to the face, has to use that recall to get out of harm's way. Let's see what SU can do about this one. Reality as well, getting dangerously low on that Junkrat as well. Will finally fall. Flames able to find that one. Lifeweaver up on that pedestal as well. Tiny Shiny into the backside, able to find Coulson as well. I mean, Tiny Shiny has the pulse bomb. Will she use it? I don't know if they will necessarily need it with this one. Lifeweaver ripping the Orisa out of harm's way, but Flames is already there in wait. The DPS starting to come alive for SU as they recapture the point.
Yeah, Tiny Shiny absolutely frying the Ilari there to set up a heck of an advantage for the rest of the SU squad, and then ultimately, yeah, taking down the Orisa without using the ultimate. Now, all 5 ultimates very close to being up, if not already up, as now 2 of them full circles there. So, we'll see. I mean, Vanderbilt with similar ultimate situations, and it's going to take some serious coordination, but Tiny Shiny looking to win the DPS battle, and she does. Flames also winning the opposite DPS battle. Both DPSs going down for Vanderbilt, and we'll keep an eye on that as we load into the next Smash matchup, and this is exactly what I started to talk about toward point number 2 in Overwatch. I just don't know how Samus will do into this Snake, but I do know that we saw Igloo go in with an opportunity to choose between Yoshi and Samus, and he chose Yoshi. So now, unable to choose and down 1 stock, we will see a very slow game of Smash.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this matchup works, right? I mean, we saw Igloo getting some early percentage, avoiding the percentage being built up on their side as well, but now we can see a little bit of that pressure coming through from Angel Eyes on the Snake. The projectiles coming through, zoning off a lot of this space where Igloo has struggled to get any more percentage on than that initial go. The forward air will connect, so that'll help a little bit there. Let's see if Igloo can keep that momentum going, but no, the nade in the right spot for Angel Eyes to escape.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing the value of why Igloo may not love this matchup. Even if he likes it, doesn't love it. And I'm thinking it's because Snake can just output hitboxes faster than Samus can. Samus's charge shot has to charge. It takes time for Samus to build up the oppression, so we'll see if it pays off, but we'll go full screen back into Overwatch as they tick into overtime. SU with control of the point right now, and a full team white. Gorgeous team play based around the Orisa ult there. SU comes out on top in map number 1 in their 3rd series of the night.
Yeah, SU able to find that first map here, that first map of the night, like you say as well. Here comes the Rocket, able to find the beautiful edge guards. Will be able to get to the ledge. Is Igloo able to avoid that one for the time being, going for that back there as well? But there is the grab and the kill for Angel Eyes. 1 stock left for Igloo.
Yeah, that was crazy. Throwing a grenade straight up and finding the down throw to confirm into it. That's one I haven't seen, but clearly Angel Eyes very comfortable on this character. Wow, a grenade just beats a charge shot. That's very interesting. But again, yeah, I think we're seeing that Snake can just put out hitboxes to disrupt the Samus from playing the game. Like anytime that Samus wants to match the range game, it takes time, it takes not getting hit, and Snake can get in. So we see the up B out of shield, and it confirms, wow, Angel Eyes with a heck of a combo there. A great read on to Igloo, and we'll get the up smash into the C4 well up top, and Igloo comes out empty-handed into Angel Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get that 1 stock, but Angel Eyes just played that space so incredibly well. Like you said, interrupting that charge shot that Igloo was trying to charge up, right? Trying to get that extended stun to find a dash attack, a forward air, something to string into a combination of their own, but just unable to get that done. Now we find ourselves 9 stocks to 6 in favor of ODU. Willie and Faramis, the only 2 left standing.
Yeah, we've been in this situation before, but last time it was Igloo and Faramis waiting in reserve. Now Willie with an opportunity to try and claw back at this deficit. Meanwhile, SU did take map number 1 in that Overwatch series mid-game there, and we've just received word that map number 2 will be Rialto, so we'll get into that here soon as they look to continue their momentum, but it looks like Willie is sitting in the hot seat behind us here. So, yeah, I think the million-dollar question now is, will it be Kazuya or Terry? And it looks like we're going to see Kazuya. So,
whoa,
interesting stuff here. If I had to put money down, I would have said Terry, but just because it seems like anytime SU needs to go on a run like these, anytime SU is in a deficit, it seems like Willie is more comfortable on the Terry, a bit more versatile. But Kazuya, I mean, we've all been on the receiving end of those combos, and everybody knows what this character is capable of, but it's going to take a lot after now having to deal with a full 3 stocks on this Snake.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be very, very important, right? The Kazuya into the Snake. I did expect the Terry as well, just like you did, Chris, and it's going to be I feel like this is a tougher matchup than the Terry. I feel like it's going to be hard for the Kazuya to get close up and personal like you like to be with that character, but maybe Willie knows something that we do not, or maybe this is just pure comfort coming out of Willie. Comfort picks coming through. You often see that. I mean, I connect that to League of Legends. Game 5, just go on what you know. Absolutely. You try to come out swinging and swinging hard, and this is what Willie is going to try to do, and hopefully go on a run and set up Faramis with a very favorable last 3-on-3 or better stock situation.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think comfort's a massive factor. I also think the fact that Sonic is now off the table helps with the Kazuya decision as well, because Sonic can cause horrors for Kazuya. So with that, out of the question. Yeah, it looks like Kazuya is the decision. So we take you back into map number 2 here for Overwatch as Vanderbilt steps out onto the Widowmaker and looks for a shot. Can't quite find one. They might be onto Flames here as they Flames waves at him through the window as he knows he's caught, but not in much danger as he teleports to safety. And we are now fully underway here in Rialto.
Tiny Shiny as well on the Genji instead of the Tracer or the Venture Reality, going down on the Cassidy as well. Threadkiller as well piloting this Widowmaker. A lot of long-ranged angles in this Escort map, so this does make sense for it to happen this way, but we'll just have to see if it continues to happen that way with the double hit scan characters. We have the Sigma as well. We have the, oh, what's her name? Oh,
Moira.
Moira, yeah, that's it. Moira is that hero's name on the support side of things for Vanderbilt, as well as they continue a very strong push as now we hop into the double box. Back into Willie's Kazuya, into Angel Eyes' Snake.
Yep, it's going to take quite a bit, and it's rare that Kazuya has to deal with this many hitboxes. And look at the game plan from Willie. He's gone for so many grabs in a row, but I mean, look at the game plan the other side. All of these explosive Snake can just sit and wait. This playstyle that ODU has built their brand around finally getting its value. Not finally, I mean, this is where they have found themselves at the top of this group, and Kazuya is going to struggle to get in. It's worth mentioning that Kazuya has a reflector. I'm not sure that it will matter much because it's kind of a committal option, and all of Snake's projectiles that are worth reflecting are pretty quick. So I don't know, hard to say, but so far, yeah, we sit back and match the range game. If this is the game we're going to play, we will play it.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of lasers out of the eyes and nades thrown from Snake thus far. Kazuya finally getting close, finding that grab as well. 76%.
Ooh, that's what matters.
Finds the kill. One down on Angel Eyes. Willie, only 45% built up.
All right, I would say it's safe to say Angel Eyes is not going to try that again. Willie is saying he's not afraid to go high and chase after this Snake, and we saw it when he was on Terry as well, trying to steal stocks at low percentages with his rising tackles. This time, it's his up B again on a different character. Finds a stock at a very early percentage, but that matters a lot, as now Angel Eyes now only with 2 stocks to work with, and we sit back in the range game.
Yeah, C4 Garn as well on the side of Angel Eyes as we look back over to the Overwatch side of things. Vanderbilt not able to get to that first point just yet. Flames does have the Death Blossom up and available, sitting up at a high point, just waiting for Vanderbilt to push forwards in this matchup. But right now, Vanderbilt playing slow. We have the Sigma shield out as well, but won't be pushing too far forward, as we also see Threadkiller swap off of the Widowmaker and now onto this Mei. I feel like that is a nice swap. Sometimes it's hard to have so many hit scan characters as the Cassidy, does go down. Reality falling, Flames able to find that angle, and here comes the Death Blossom, able to find one, finds a second. Ranger are pushing forwards as well. That is a one fight for SU and another great hold.
Yeah, great stuff out of SU Overwatch. If you've been watching the Overwatch game, not much has happened on the left side as Willie does find an opening, and now Snake goes high again, and not killed just yet. So he does get grabbed. This is not a rage art yet, as Kazuya is still only at 84%. Willie doing a great job showing how patient he can be. There is no hurry, and sure enough, the up B lands. Kill Spark comes, but Snake is heavy. Now Willie does find another one off the ledge. Angel Eyes now on his heels as we look back to the right. SU does take care of business there. So Willie now with one stock behind this Angel Eyes, or being one stock behind Angel Eyes, and the Rage Art on the table. He does find a grab, but he's exploded out of it. What would have been a really nice combo, I'm sure Willie can't quite capitalize on, but gotta shake that one off. Not his fault. So Nikita Missile comes out. Willie just, again, holding on to stocks, showcasing how patient he can be. We said it earlier. There's the reflector, just cuz. So, again, no rush at all. Willie launched up, grenades, dangerous, and the up smash finally confirms for Angel Eyes. So, Willie does finally lose this first stock, but again, so far, great value from this Kazuya.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the percentage being built up yet again, the range coming through from Kazuya. Not something that we often see from a character like this. 69% built up onto Angel Eyes' final stock here. Willie, if they get Angel Eyes out of the way, it's a potential for a run. Oh, the recovery coming through as well to escape the clutches of the Kazuya. Well done by Angel Eyes.
Yeah, and those little hits matter too. Kazuya's, even though they're only like jabs, Kazuya just hits so hard as a character, and just like that, up to now 82%. It's such a unique playstyle out of Willie, something we'd never see, but it's what's necessary, and he's executing it almost to perfection right now as he is winning the range battle. I mean, it's not something we ever see out of a Kazuya, but Willie absolutely putting his expertise of this character on display. We see the C4 at center stage, so you won't see Willie leave his comfort zone as the percentage continues to rack up. Now, grenades flying, another laser comes out, well shielded. I mean, Willie has not taken damage in a hot minute now, and still plenty of time on the clock. I can't imagine that time will be a concern.
And now that the C4 is gone, I wonder if Willie is going to push forwards just a little bit. Looks like they're going to be comfortable. The C4 is now placed yet again. The reflect coming through, that kick that Willie has, like you said, very comfortable at playing this space. Not too worried about it as we jump back into SU's half of the field. They just have to push it towards that first marker for SU to win out on map number 2. Angel Eyes now dangerously low, 130% on them as Ranger continues to push forwards.
Yeah, good stuff here. Yeah, swapping sides on Overwatch as now the C4 connects and the Rage Art is online. Snake up to 133%, so the kill button would absolutely do enough. On the right side of your screen, you see Shenandoah wins, taking map 2 on Rialto and taking a 2-0 series lead over Vanderbilt. Exciting stuff for them as they finally find their way into some success, and we'll see if they can drive it home on a map number 3. But Kazuya finds the electric, and the bit of lag could mean anything. Willie outlasting, playing the patient game, matching ODU's whole game plan, and coming out the better player so far. Now Willie, job's not done, but bringing, you see the lasers coming out of both of these players. Wow, I mean, game plan, again, executed to perfection. That's one of the most genuinely boring games of Smash I've watched in my life, but that's what needed to happen for SU, and they get the job done.
Yeah, that is something I thought I'd never see Willie do. Sit and press the B button over and over and over again, and it works, surviving with 2 stocks remaining. Now the difference only 1, 6 stocks in favor of ODU. And what do you have left? You have the Ryu and the Byleth left. The Sonic is already taken care of alongside of now the Snake. So it's going to have to be a huge run to continue for SU, but also a big step up from those players on the side of ODU.
Absolutely, yeah. Job is far from over for Willie and this SU squad, but boy, is that a big hurdle now behind them. And I mean, it cannot be understated the fact that Willie just went 3 for 1 against fully head-to-head against that Snake. Incredible showing, and I want to call back to how that first stock was taken. Willie got that first kill at an extremely low percent, but that mattered a ton. That was another probably 80 lasers that Willie then didn't need in the long run, and who knows if he ends up losing a stock along the way. He finished that at a very high percentage as well, so I mean, every little interaction matters so much. It's mattered so much throughout this whole series, but now more than ever, the little things are going to come back to bite you, and boy, is Willie precise.
Yeah, that was... The game plan was constructed beautifully by Willie, knowing exactly what you have to do. I was unsure of the Kazuya pick, but now it makes so much sense when you're playing with that range game. That laser goes so far and does so much damage. You can angle it up, down, straight. You can do so much with that character in that range opportunity, that range option, that it was it was perfectly done, and we're gonna hit B twice in a row there. Electric coming through. Oh my goodness, 54% already built up onto Voltaic Breeze.
Yeah, a strange return to form for Willie as he, I think, got a little too comfortable in the last matchup, but he does find a spike onto Ryu. Ryu's recovery still very, very good, especially vertically, so good damage going between both of these characters as we go back to this fighting game matchup as the focus connects onto Willie. The kill button is online. Both of these players now up over 100%, but you have to keep in mind stocks favor ODU. Willie does not have the stocks to give away, and a Shoryuken lands just raw. So the kill button now offline as well. A great spot dodge there, and an electric can't connect with the up B, but well-timed jab there, and Kazuya goes off stage. Gonna have to do it again, and can't quite finish that one off. So 178% on this Ryu as he's living incredibly long, but again, a well-timed spot dodge means that Willie is back to, or resets it back to even percentages.
Yeah, one stock, however, left for Willie here, going for a massive read, but unable to connect. Voltaic Breeze doing a great job at finding the openings. Electric will connect, but Willie guessing the wrong direction there on that one with that platform, but still has the opportunity to find an angle, but that might be the stop. Instead, Voltaic Breeze with a beautiful showing.
Yeah, Voltaic Breeze taking care of business on that one, winning the fighting game head-to-head, and now Far Rhombus left with a similar task to last time. 5 stocks in his way if SU is to stay alive in this series. So SU now loading into game number 3 here in Overwatch, as well as Esperanza, the push map of choice, as SU looks to close this out in 3 and find their first win on the day.
Yeah, it's going to be Esperanza indeed for this push map. Same thing coming through from SU in terms of composition. Tiny Shiny on the Genji, big smile on her face as well. She dashes back to safety. Reality now trying to mirror this Reaper from Flames. Let's see how that one goes as Thread Killer already out and done. Ranger able to handle that one to perfection as now we see Reality into the Wraith form, returning, retreating, trying to get back in time, but instead will TP behind, trying to get a little cheeky, but Claviella says, no way, I know where you are going to go, and blasting through the bubble is Flames onto the Zarya, keeping it going, will be able to find another one as Tiny Shiny, the DPS is pushing the aggression.
Yeah, first blood falling in favor of Shenandoah, and they're able to snowball that into plenty more and establish the first real push we will see. Tiny Shiny looking a little bothered by whatever's going on, a little bored maybe with robot duty, but we see now SU push up and establish the line as the Death Blossom is online and will come out instantly, but not find the value I'm sure he was hoping for. So we look back to the left side of your screen as Far Rhombus loads in with 5 stocks ahead of him and a tall mountain to climb. Can he claw this one back for SU? Set 3 here against ODU, the 1 seed on the line. A tall ask.
You can see the range game coming through from Voltaic Breeze as well. Just getting so much percentage built up the down air into a side air. Good combos coming through from Far Rhombus. Let's see if they can finish the job. No, the recovery coming through, able to make it back to the ledge. 90 to 60 the percentages, but Far Rhombus down 1 stock already after a jab kill coming through from Voltaic Breeze.
Yeah, that was tough for Rhombus, just getting caught hitting the shield, and Voltaic Breeze has established that he's not afraid to sit back and wait, sit in his shield and throw projectiles. So we move back to the right side of your screen, SU winning yet another fight, so they establish 1 more push. They'll take the robot all the way back. We missed that fight, so we'll go back to the Smash Bros. Jigglypuff hitting the focus once again, but is able to shield the retaliation. 100% now on this Ryu, and he gets caught on the platform that time around the shore. You can finishes the job. Farumbus only 1 stock now to work with, 5 still on the side of ODU, and Farumbus goes off stage to try and finish it off, but now the up air, can't quite find it. He gets hit with a focus again, and it's eating percentage so far.
Yeah, 55% built up as we look back over to the Overwatch side of things. Tiny Shiny unsheathing the blade, able to find one. The Kiriko already out of the way, trying to find the Lifeweaver as well, but unable to reach the heights of the pedal. Will go down. Threadkiller able to finish the job with that one. Still a 1 pushing robot there in favor of SU. Never mind, Vanderbilt able to win that one out and now push the robot back in their favor as Farumbus is able to find 1 stock.
Yeah, good up smash from center stage, finally finishing that stock off. Now Farumbus getting aggressive, and as he needs to. Only 1 stock left on this Ryu before Farumbus can at least wipe his own percentage clean in another matchup. So gets aggressive. He goes off stage one more time, and Ryu forced to come back, and he can't make it from there. So Farumbus gets through 1 player and has 1 more to deal with. 1 stock left to deal with, or to work with, but step 1 behind him.
Yeah, 1 stock left and a dream for the little puffball. Let's see if Farumbus can get it done. Threadkiller now finding 1 on the back side. Flames going down 1 DPS out of the way. Rangemer does have the Annihilation. J. Rudy with the Orbital Ray as well. Reality retreating as fast as humanly possible, but the push continuing. The lead now taken in favor of Vanderbilt. Orbital Ray tossed down by J. Rudy, trying to eliminate Reality as fast as possible. Tiny Shiny able to find 1. Threadkiller will go down, and it's going to be the gravity coming through from Zarya as well, pulling everyone close, but not close enough. Vanderbilt unable to find the kills. Lifeweaver up top, pulling the Zarya out of harm's way, but the pedal will shortly be popped. Zarya falling back down into the meat grinder that is SU, retaking control of the robot.
Yeah, very back and forth game here as we approach the 5-minute mark. 70 meters to 65. Very evenly matched, very back and forth. Trading fights over and over. Now 2 ultimates up for Vanderbilt and about to be 3 as SU is looking at probably 2 for this next fight unless Claviella can get some serious percentage to match Tiny Shiny's Dragon Blade. If they need it, they do catch Vanderbilt here in a choke. So Dragon Blade up, and the Kitsune also up for Desanya for the side of Vanderbilt. No ultimates out yet, no kills either, as Vanderbilt is able to flow out of that choke just a little bit. Massive Death Blossom there from Reality, but it will not last long enough to find any value. Rain Dreamer taking care of business, and Flame finds a kill onto the tank as well. So numbers favor SU, as now Vanderbilt is still caught in that choke, and all that's left for Shenandoah to do is to wipe them clean. Tiny Shiny and Claviella starting it off with Rain Dreamer finding the final blow onto Threadkiller, and if nothing else, Vanderbilt is quite staggered with that robot pushing hard into Vanderbilt territory.
Annihilation, Nano, and the Death Blossom up and available for Flames. Desanya, the only one with an ultimate on the side of Vanderbilt. It is the Kitsune. A very sleepy Reality on to that Reaper there. Won't get focused down just yet as their eyes were preoccupied. The Death Blossom coming through from Flames, as well as now we go back into our double box. Fish, the last one standing on the side of ODU. A good string and a good start thus far from Farumbus.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on both of these players, but Farumbus only has 1 stock, so to say that the stress is even is a understatement. It is a lie, quite frankly. Fish in a great spot to take care of business here, but job is still unfinished for ODU as this pesky little Jigglypuff is going to look to cause as much problems as possible. Now, the scary thing about Jigglypuff is that they do die very early. An aggressive call out there out of Fish, one that worked the last time these 2 players met, but Farumbus not falling for it that time, as now Byleth with a very strong recovery can go from very far away. Meanwhile, on the right side of your screen, you see the robot approaching its final destination, and on the left, Fish does find the down smash and put SU down and out. SU smash falls just short to ODU. Meanwhile, we go full screen into Overwatch with them taking care of business. They do walk away with a win over Vanderbilt and find their first win of the night.
Yeah, clean 3-0 as well. They lose 6 in a row, and they win 3 in a row there for SU Overwatch Flames there with the play of the game. Let's see what this one was. It looks like it was at the start of the game here. Yeah, not even an ultimate, just some good old shotguns to the face from the Reaper. They're able to find 3, 4, make that possibly 5. No, Ranger taking that one, but Destiny got some damage done as well as size of relief come through the team.
Yeah, great stuff from them to be able to hang in mentally after a very long day and secure a very sound 3-0 against Vanderbilt, a very good SEC school, big shot school, a big name school, but SU comes out on top, finding a much-needed win. Unfortunately, we did watch the end of the Smash Bros. Series as well, coming up just short to ODU after taking what looked like a very promising first set, but can't quite get it done. And that leaves us at 9:53 p.m.
There you go, 9:53, the time on the clock. All of our games have now concluded at the same exact time,
that
which
was
is
pretty
kind
nice.
of funny. Yeah, just perfect in-sync games from both sides, Overwatch and Smash Bros. Rocket League as well earlier on today against Stevenson, finding a 3-1 victory over them as well. So, yeah, good stuff across the board from all of our teams. Very, very close Smash Bros. Matchup. Could have gone either way, I say. But, yeah, great stuff coming out from ODU as well. Sonic, that's Snake Nova, Star, Angel Eyes, Ryu, and Voltic Breeze, and Fish there on the Byleth as well, doing a great job.
Yeah, ODU solidifies themselves at the top of their group with an undefeated record through the regular season. Very impressive stuff, and congratulations to them. And I'm not 100% sure what postseason for NACE looks like from that group, but I'm sure that they will go on to do great things, and I believe that SU season is not over in NACE either. So we play on, as well as SU finishing an undefeated group in NECC. So while we opened the stream by saying this was the last night of the regular season for most of our teams, it is not the last night of competition. We will see the Smash team come back.
Yeah, no, very excited to see what this Smash team can do. Everyone super, super talented. Came down to 3 stocks. The last person both ways every single time, so it was a very, very close series. SU came up with that first one, but then the last 2 went ODU's way. Very, very close, very slim margins in that one. As I believe we might be getting an overview. I'm seeing George Pickens line up over here on this side. Another great jersey here in the esports arena. I do believe that is ready, so we're going to toss it over to Kevin that is standing by with Overwatch.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Chris and Ben. I am here with the Overwatch team who has just walked away with a very nice victory. Tell me, how are you feeling after that game?
I feel pretty good. I'm glad we could take it home.
Great stuff all around. Kind of walk me through. We saw y'all go into the first series and with an unfortunate loss kind of had to reset and get back into things for the second one. Yeah. What kind of change? What were you looking for to really maximize going into the second series?
So big change for me. I really just wasn't sticking with the other support very well. So I kind of went into the second game just like looking at the other support the entire game. Like if you look at the replay, I just stared her down the entire game. Like it was just a staring contest. So I did that and seemed to work out pretty well. So I think I'm going to keep that up in future games.
Awesome. I love the idea of a competitive staring contest in the middle of a esports match. Great stuff all around. Now, I will say it has been a long week of competition. Lots of reschedules. Kind of, the week is done. What are you going to do to kind of unwind a little bit, get that nice weekend going?
I'm going down to my grandparents' house tomorrow, so that'll be fun. And then just chill. Yeah.
Great stuff. Well, with all that being said, I do think we are going to pass it back over to Chris and Ben to close things out. So thank you all so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Exciting stuff from him. Glad they were able to walk away with a win and end their regular season on a positive note after what looked like a tough start to the day, but ultimately not letting it get to them and ending the night on the right side of that column.
Yeah, glad to hear that there are adjustments getting made as well. They are taking the time, sitting back, analyzing the gameplay, being, hey, what went wrong, what went right, what can we do to improve in the next series? And we saw it improve in that next series as well with a very, very commanding victory over Vanderbilt. Very proud of the Overwatch team and what they have been able to accomplish this semester. And frankly, for every single one of our teams, very proud of them thus far throughout the regular season. They have been absolutely phenomenal and a joy to watch.
Dare I say, yes, absolutely. So with that all behind us, that wraps up our show for tonight. We went live a little over 3 hours ago, so we appreciate you all hanging with us and hopefully watching all the way through. Shout out to our production team. You just saw one of our guys make an appearance on camera there. They had a long night just as we did. So, hey, great stuff to everybody. Great stuff to all the teams. SU Overwatch finishing the season on a good note. Rocket League carrying all the momentum in the world into their postseason, and SU Varsity Smash Bros. Falls just short in their last game of the season, but has plenty more to say before they bow out. So, with plenty of postseason excitement still ahead of us, we will sign off for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to drop us a follow on whatever platform you may be watching on so you don't miss out on any of our streams the rest of this semester. I'm Chris Clayton. That's Ben Kincaid. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might just change their life, and we will see you next time.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Because today we're going to be showing you all three teams all night long. We've got 3 different Overwatch matches, we've got a Rocket League game, and the headline match, the one that I absolutely have my eyes on the most, is what is potentially a first place deciding regular season matchup between Shenandoah University Smash Bros. And Old Dominion University. It's going to be a banger of a night. We're so excited that you're with us.
Ready as well with the triple header for Overwatch, right? Starting off with Kennesaw State and then Marietta into Vanderbilt. Rocket League will go up against Stevenson and NECC, and then that Varsity Super Smash Bros. Our squad going up against ODU, an absolute banger.
Yeah, it's been a great week so far, I would say, for SU competition. There's a lot of blue on your screen resembling wins, the reds unfortunately meaning losses, but especially in recent memory. Thursday and Wednesday mostly favoring our SU team's Dominion, and SU with an opportunity to knock off the undefeated ODU at the top and create chaos at 6-1. So, tiebreakers in NACE go to head-to-head, but if you just listened, if SU is to walk away with a win here tonight, there's a 3-way triangle. They've all beaten each other, and the tiebreaker then goes to games lost, which SU has pretty comfortably solidified.
Now, I have been told, word on the wind, is that today is a very special day. It happens once every year. I am told that it is your birthday. So 1, happy birthday.
Thank you.
But 2, are there any plans? Are you planning on celebrating afterwards? Kind of, how are you feeling after?
Yeah, so I actually have my dad and my oldest brother here at campus. They just arrived like an hour or 2 ago, and I'm turning 21. They're gonna be taking me out after, just spend some time, go out to like a restaurant or something. Just have a really good time. It's gonna be really fun. Win or lose, no matter what happens here tonight, I'm gonna have a great time.
Kip, like we just saw in the interview, and like you said, is about as hot can be. 47 and 14 through this week alone. Through 7 games, averaging 6.7 stocks per game, 3.4 stocks per life. That's insane to think about. So far through this week, Kip has been averaging more than a 3 stock every time he's on screen. To Igloo, but so far no stocks taken either direction. Violet does not exactly struggle to take stocks, but unable to find much just yet. Is the up air, that hitbox is pretty big, and he will find Igloo resting above him. So Igloo quick to respond with a sour spot forward air, finishes the 120%. The timing well done by Fish. The neutral get up to avoid that egg. Now Igloo looking to find the up smash, and absolutely done.
To the Byleth, but right now playing slow, patient, but still playing aggressive as well, finding these openings to go for these nairs. The back air, however, will
the right move to maybe not overcommit too many resources just yet. The back airs are landing. The up B will not, and Igloo capitalizes, taking 3 stocks off this Byleth player, but losing 2 of his own.
Yeah, Byleth going down. Igloo now finding SU with a 10-9 lead here to start things off. Very close.
Oh man, we saw Igloo try to capitalize off the 1 launch he got. Snake recovering well up near the blast zone, but a well-timed air dodge! Wow, survives the struggling to finish this stock off, and now in serious danger of losing a second one. The Nikita missile comes out, and that would kill, and sure enough, a well...
So, yeah, Kennesaw State now finding themselves with a very commanding 2-0 lead here. It is this first to 3, so we'll have to see what happens as we now go to the push game mode for the 3rd map here. We'll see what the map selection will be for SU, but
not kill percentage, I guess, for Snake, but you have to think if Willie finds another one of those that it will finish the job.
Yeah, the go meter now up and available. This mine, this rocket that Snake is able to control will be able to find the first stock, but some down
or anything even similar, it will be enough to finish.
Now the go meter is
Here
up
we go again.
and available again. The rocket coming through a second time. The dodge, wow, not timed to perfection as well. Angeli is able to find another kill there. We'll see if Willie can clean up the stock. The dash attack will be able to find it, but Willie loses 2.
The response for ODU, and so far percentages favoring Willie as he finds a good couple combos, and wow, is able to take one just like that. Expecting to see Voltaicries sit back and go for a lot more of those red fireball projectiles that you see and rack up percentages. Now, Willie very ready for it, it would seem, as he's able to Voltaicries.
Yeah, go meter is up and available. Will have that one come through. A lot of percentage built up. The recovery coming through from Voltaicries. Will that find the...
Gotta be careful for those. Farambas able to get out of trouble that time around, but now percentages have evened out. Farambas looking to just steal 1, but he will go down. Take care of business just right now.
Yeah, 33% built up. A very high percentage here on this Ryu as well. You mentioned the offstage interactions. Will try to get back, but the aerial will connect. Farambas able to clean that one up. 1 player.
We want Kip to play into Sonic. So now, SU with a lead, and we haven't shown Kip. You have to think that SU wants the Sonic matchup. So knowing that, do you still put this Sonic in? I don't know. I don't have the answers, but now a 2-stock lead for SU. Farambas in the hot seat. Jigglypuff into Sonic is not great for Jigglypuff. So Novastar does have an opportunity here to potentially even this up at 3, and we get a straight-up 1v1 between Kip and Novastar.
I mean, this little puffball is in a very dangerous position. The stools as well coming through the springs, a very strong edge guard, unable to that one.
Not in much trouble yet, as now Far Rhombus exceeds the 100% mark. A big commitment there out of Far Rhombus to try and really
Set up Pac-Man into the Sonic is working, right? We'll just have to see kind of what this little twist of the night is going to be. Is it Nintendo servers going kaput yet again? We had that a couple weeks ago. We'll have to wait and see. I believe we're searching right now for our competition coordinator who is going to walk. Yep, there he is. Yeah, track him with the pen. But yeah, so we'll see what the
I believe that while this maybe establish some tiebreakers in other ways by like scoring goals and stuff, the storyline is that the second seed is mostly solidified, and this team is now just looking to come in and take care of business here tonight and establish any amount of momentum that they can carry into playoffs.
Box setup. Unfortunately, you can probably notice that you're just hearing our voices. We are unfortunately unable to get the game audio there on that angle as well. Was trying to find that bump in the goal, but was unable to get there fast enough. Zathan now trying to find a cross, but instead a clear on target will find
that bump was, but a great call out there by Stevenson. Great positioning to find that bump and break up any threat that Mango had, as now he takes it there. A try box on your screen. All 3 games live in competition. A massive fight breaking out in the Overwatch. Keep an eye on that, but we do load back into this highly anticipated Kip Novastar matchup. Percentages looking similar to where they were before, so we return to where we were before technical difficulties. And wow, Kip! Just a lot more of Pac-Man's options seem to beat this Sonic side B. A lot of nairs coming out from Pac-Man with that massive and
of the way. Kip going for the down air, assuming that Novastar is going to try to find that scissor kick up in the air again, but unable to do it.
It seemed like ODU was so afraid of it. Novastar just really struggling to close this out. The one stock he's taken was off stage, and he can't get a second one. Kip takes care of business. A gorgeous Bell setup, sending Sonic up to the platform, and a well-timed, well-placed up smash takes set number 1 for Shenandoah.
SU find the first series as now we jump into another overtime in game number 2. Tied up at 0 apiece. Bank Major back on the defensive side. Stevenson able to redirect that one off to the far corner. Let's see what SU have to do. They are in the corner. Zathan trying to read the movement that SU is going for. A clear off shot from
1-0 in game number 2. Game number 2 also going to overtime at 0-0. So a bit of deja vu here. I know we didn't get to watch game 2, but
to capitalize, and well, they found it. 1-0 lead here halfway through game number 3. Zathan trying to do a little pass to themselves. Time now will have to find an angle, as we just got word that our Overwatch will be going to Kings Row here in map number 2.
Yeah, we'll take you into that game as soon as their ticket at least to an overtime, but Mango can't get that one out of the way and taps it into his own goal. A desperation effort on the line means that this Terry is very dangerous, but it's going to be so hard to catch this Sonic with any of those moves.
I mean, Sonic's just so unbelievably fast. We'll be able to carry Novastar. A great opening here from ODU. Let's see if Willie can close off at least one stock and possibly get a little bit more. The dash attack will do from Sonic, just trying to find that kill. Novastar unable to connect with that one. The go meter now up and available for this. Terry will be able.
The goals. Wow, we take a look into game 4. We heard a lot of chaos, a lot of noise behind us, and now we know why. We take a look at game 4 for Rocket League, and SU up 3-0 in under 50 seconds. They have taken complete control of this scoring games. The one breakaway, SU pulls up 4. Tall order for Stevenson, but up at the top of your screen, that matchup that we just watched go in percentages with this Sonic as well, both now getting dangerously close to death, and this matters a lot. Can Novastar take a stock?
Mark in game number 4, Shenandoah holding on to a commanding 5-1 lead so far, so it looks like that one might be done, and does the side smash
into the bottom right as well. Marietta pushing the card very close to their final checkpoint. We'll keep an eye on that, but the headline right now, Kip up on the top, taking care to find any extra credit they can find, but it looks like they won't be able to do it. Zeros on the clock, and the ball will fall dead. SU takes care of it.
To follow as well. A very, very strong defense approaching only 1 minute to go here for SU to try to find this cap. Oh, wow. O2 already built up on to this, going for the down air as well, just trying to read a fast fall from the Snake, but unable to find the spike coming through, connects on the
upbeat, but that thing, that like halo thing that comes out on top of him, if you hit it hard enough, it just breaks. And Snake is out of recovery.
From Angel Eyes, the eggs getting tossed out, but already finding themselves at 131% on the second stock for Angel Eyes as well. Back there, connect, and will be able to 145 now built up on the Dinosaur, but let's see if Angel Eyes can find the angle. That side air will come through. We'll be able to
smash just doesn't kill him. Snake is a strangely heavy character, now up to 150%. Recovering high, raining bombs down, but
built up, going for yet another one. A down smash coming through as well. Not something that we often see come out of Igloo, but we'll have to see if they can get it.
It's been working out. It hasn't found the success that he's hoping for, but it certainly hasn't backfired yet, and it's been nice to see. It's been very impressive for these players to deal with.
On the Byleth, let's see what they can get done.
Yeah, you're going to have to see a pretty slow game here out of Farambis, and oh wow, a very aggressive success. So Fish with a lead already, finding the first stock. Farambis goes off stage and does confirm that one. Violet can't make it. Fish finding success, but with only one stock left, Farambis does have an opportunity to wipe this 100% off with a kill. It's probably going to take carry, but an unfortunate dropped shield from Farambis. That down smash hits so hard, and again, Jigglypuff just so light. Now finally,
Blossom combination. Let's see if they can get it pulled off. A good wall coming through. Juggernaut goes down. Flames will find one with the Death Blossom. Now finding themselves on the back end. Will the Dire Triggers be able to secure the job? Yes, they will. OP knees will go down. 2 members on the side of SU will fall, but it's a one fight right now for Marietta. Or, excuse me, for SU. The Sleep Dart coming through as well.
Have a decent recovery. Nothing great, nothing terrible. So these offstage carries are in play, but he does catch Farambis.
From Kip, able to make it back to the ledge. A very close first stock for both of these players. 70% built up on Kennesaw, 115, and that
start to kick in for both these players. Kip pulls out the key, does get some good damage there. Won't be enough. A second key comes out, but Novastar ready for that one. It's none the other direction. I mean, everything is clicking for Novastar right now, but as long as Kip has a stock, he's a threat. So Hydrant goes flying, and now Kip can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that he's got one to work with.
Yeah, Kip now trying to find that down air as well. The side special will connect alive for as long as possible. Let's see if they can stall enough time for their DPS to return. The Annihilation is still up and available for Range Dreamer as well. Just trying to single out Thread Killer on this far, and it looks like the DPS has returned. Tiny Shiny blinking forward, trying to get some chip damage. Will be able to do so. Does have to use that recall to get out of harm's way, but Flames back as
Igloo Samus making its first appearance of the night, saying that, yeah, Yoshi would have absolute nightmares trying to deal with a Sonic. So what do? You send charge shots at him. It has to go through them. Sonic can jump very high, but ultimately he's got to approach you horizontally, and Novastar does find one off of Igloo, but not before Igloo finds significant percentage value, and with a heck of a read.
To find that one, Lifeweaver up on that pedestal as well. Tiny Shiny into the backside, able to find Coulson as well. I mean, Tiny Shiny has the Pulse Bomb. Will she use it? I don't know if they will necessarily need it with this one. Lifeweaver ripping the Orisa out of harm's way, but Flames is already there in way. Able to find a beautiful edge guards. Will be able to get to the ledge. Is Igloo able to avoid that one for the time being, going for that back there?
The range game, it takes time. It takes not getting hit, and Snake can get in. So we see the up B out of shield, and it confirms the
lasers out of the eyes, and nades thrown from Snake thus far. Kazuya finally getting close, finding that grab as well. 76%.
Ooh, that's what matters.
The Cassidy, excuse me, does go down. Reality falling, Flames able to find that angle, and here comes the Death Blossom, able to find one, finds a second. Ranger pushing forwards as well. That is a one fight for SU and another great hold.
No hurry, and sure enough, the up B lands. Kill Spark comes, but Snake is heavy. Now Willie does find another one off the ledge. Angel, we said it early. There's the reflector, just cuz. So, again, no rush at all. Willie launched up, grenades, dangerous up for them as they finally find their way into some success. And we'll see if they can drive it home on a map number 3. But Kazuya finds the electric! And the bit of lag could mean anything. Willie outlasting, playing the patient game, matching ODU's whole game plan, and coming out the better player so far. Online, both of these players now up over 100%, but you have to keep in mind stocks favor ODU. Willie does not have the stocks to give away, and Kazuya goes off stage, gonna have to do it again, and can't quite finish that one off. So 178% on this Ryu as he's living incredibly long.
Will connect, but Willie guessing the wrong direction there on that one with that platform, but still has the opportunity to find an angle, but that might be the stop. And done. Ranger able to handle that one to perfection as now we see Reality into the Wraith form, returning, retreating, trying to get back in time, but instead will TP behind, trying to get a little cheeky, but Claviella says, no way, I know where you are going to go, and blasting through the bubble is Flames onto the Zarya, keeping it going, will be able to find another one as Tiny Shiny, the DPS is pushing from far Ramas to see if they can finish the job. No, the recovery coming through, able to make it back to the ledge, 90 to 60 the percentages, but far Ramas down one.
Back to the Smash Bros. Jigglypuff hitting the focus once again, but is able to shield the retaliation. 100% now on this Ryu, and he gets caught on the fights
of the pedal. Will go down. Threadkiller able to finish the job with that one. Still a one pushing robot there in favor.
Clean in another matchup, so he gets aggressive. He goes off stage one more time, and Ryu forced to come back, and he can't make it from there, so
go over the Ray, tossed down by Jay Rudy, trying to eliminate Reality as fast as possible. Tiny China able to find one. Threadkiller will go down, and it's going to be the gravity coming through from Zarya as well, pulling everyone close, but not close enough. Vanderbilt unable to find the kills. Lifeweaver up top, pulling the Zarya out of harm's way, but the pedal will shortly be popped. Zarya falling back down into the meat grinder that is SU.
Now, Violet with a very strong recovery can go from very far away. Meanwhile, on the right side of your screen, you see the robot approaching its final destination, and on the left, we go full screen into Overwatch with them taking care of business. They do walk away with a win over Vanderbilt and find their first win of the night.
Yeah, clean 3-0 as well. They lose 6 in a row, and they win 3 in a row there for SU Overwatch Flames there with the play of the game. Let's see what this one was. It looks like it was at the start of the game here. Yeah, not even an ultimate, just some good old shotguns to the face from the Reaper. They're able to find 3, 4, make that possibly 5. No, Ranger taking that one, but definitely got some damage done as well as size of relief come through.